Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, March 3rd. We made it to hump day. I'm Tori here with Lindsay and Panthers. Jaguars? Okay. And Brandon, how you doing, Brandon?
It's great to be up here on a Wednesday, not a Friday, so feeling like
Do you like my outfit, Brandon? Get to the point.
Absolutely, Lindsay.
There you go.
The feng shui of those cats.
Thank you so said. Much. All right. Is it time, a lot of you are writing in, for America to reopen and lift COVID restrictions? Well, let me tell you why we're asking. This is Texas Governor Greg Abbott, and he announced yesterday at a press conference that his state is now open 100%. He's dropping the state's mask mandate and said businesses can reopen at full capacity in a matter of days. It's not just Texas, though. Mississippi is also ending its COVID restrictions and mask mandate, but some experts, including the dean of Brown University School of Public Health, say it's too early. Here's what he said about it on GMA.
We're so close to the finish line here in terms of vaccinating high-risk people that I wish Texas, Mississippi, other states would just hold off another little bit. We're not talking about many more months, but certainly waiting until all high-risk people are vaccinated would be a really important thing. And so I was disappointed to see those decisions.
So DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Is it time for America to reopen, or is it too soon? So if you want your voice to be heard, go to dblvote.com to weigh in. I'm going to pose it to you guys a different way.
Please do.
Okay, in Texas, a lot of people have conservative values, and they appreciate government staying out of their business. Is that what this is, saying, look, we still recommend you wear a mask, and we're just going to stay out of your business? Or is this letting down the hospitals that are going to get overrun, the teachers, the kids, and not taking care of the state? What do you think, Linz?
Well, I read an article in the Washington Post about teachers and school officials getting blindsided by this news.
It's a surprise announcement.
Yeah, they just were caught off guard because they're like, how are we going to tell parents? And they sent out a lot of notices yesterday, your kids still need to wear masks. So I think it needs to be a little bit more organized in order to keep people safe. But I don't want to bash Texas because there's Iowa, there's other places that have done similar things. And then there's also Chicago that's now 50% open. A lot of these Democratic-run states are now more than 50% open. So it's not like we're not going towards that. I think by the summer, you would have saw a lot of things back to normal. Now, I will say that Texas is celebrating way too early, but Texas has been in a place where they weren't really locked down like Florida. A lot of people have been running around Texas, as somebody who saw it with my own eyes, like it was closed, but not really. Restaurants were passing off, bars were passing off as restaurants because they served an hors d'oeuvre. So they've been finding ways around, and business owners who feel like they want to govern themselves have been finding ways around some of these restrictions anyway. So I don't think it's going to be this drastic change. I think people who want to wear masks are going to keep them on. People who don't want to wear them are going to keep doing what they've been doing.
Don't you think, Brandon, it'll cost thousands and thousands and thousands of lives? I really do.
I really don't think that, Tori. I think as you can see, the numbers in terms of cases and people and deaths, they continue to go down.
That's because we're following guidelines.
But at the same time, it's okay, since we're following guidelines and we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, then I see it going down even more, especially since that Joe Biden has come out and said that he expects that every adult in the United States should or has the opportunity to be vaccinated by the end of May. When you think of a lot of these states,
so wait till May.
But why? But that's easy to say because we haven't lost a paycheck yet. But when there are business owners who have followed steps in different variants programs to operate at a high level of responsibility and safety, they have slowly been allowed to open up from 50% to 55%
but
to 60%.
This is like wide open.
But look, with Biden saying that things are going to be open back in May, right? So now Greg Abbott has put him in a place where now Biden can make a federal mandate. Like I've been calling for a year and a half, but now we're in the fourth quarter, right? So it looks crazy for Biden to say on one hand, we're opening in a couple of months, but also wait, everybody wear your mask and we're locking down in certain ways in a federal way that we haven't since coronavirus started. So we're in an awkward position where governors are going to have to continue leading like they've been forced to do throughout the entire coronavirus pandemic.
Well, I don't think Greg Abbott's leading well. That's my opinion. Let's see what you guys thought. It's too soon. 76 or 78. I'm old. 76. Thanks, Haraj. Percent say it's too soon. I just want to read Byron. He wrote in from Facebook, and I'm asking this to you guys. Are the people of Texas ready to reopen? If you are from Texas, I'd love to hear from you personally. Write us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. I'd love to get your take because you're the constituents there, and I'd love to know what you thought. Well, now to a story we wanted to get to yesterday, but we ran out of time. Amazon, It announced that it's changing the logo on its app again. So Amazon recently changed the logo to resemble one of its packages with the tape on top. But a lot of people took issue with it because they said it looks like Adolf Hitler's mustache. I'm not laughing. I'm just a little bit laughing. So the company modified it again. The new logo shows the tape without the ridges with a corner folded up on the side. So what do you think? Did the logo look like Hitler's mustache? And was it smart of them to change it? I'm Jewish, so I'm particularly sensitive to that. And if we can go back to the picture of it, I don't know if we were allowed to, but the smile of the Amazon arrow does look like a mouth, and then right over it with that small perforated, perfect toothbrush kind of mustache, you can totally see that someone should have stopped that branding along the way. Now, I didn't think like Hitler, but I certainly can see it, and now I can't unsee it.
Let me ask you a question. If this was 10 years ago and you saw that logo, before all this newfound wokeness by everyone, would you have thought Hitler 10 years ago?
Yes, because I also think we have a picture of Michael Jordan, which was about 10 years ago, in the Hanes commercial with a straight-up Hitler stash, and I never understood how that was okay.
So is he not allowed, because Michael Jordan's a black man, is he not allowed to wear that mustache?
To
because
me,
it looks like
the Hitler mustache ended after Hitler, and it can't really make a comeback because it's such a symbol of evil.
I'm not trying to say like, oh, this is a trendy thing. It's
right,
cool.
right.
But when I think of Michael Jordan and that mustache, I don't think of Hitler. I don't think of that mustache related to Hitler. I just think he has a goofy looking mustache.
Can I just say, as the resident grandma on this panel, my app didn't update and I still have the old Amazon logo.
No.
And so when I saw this, I read into why did they do this? I'm consistent. I like when things don't change. And they did it because it looks more like the boxes that they deliver. And I was like, you know what? When I think about quarantine and being locked down, Amazon packages have been the highlight of my entire time. So this is a smart idea. Get rid of the Hitler looking thing and let's keep moving.
And Michael Jordan, maybe think about changing that up. All right, coming
Grandma
up.
says it.
Grandma says. Coming up on DBL, a young model's emotional journey as she chooses to amputate not one, but both of her legs. It is an incredible story of perseverance. And women, who have sweet tooth, for rich people, usually older gentlemen, they're called sugar babies. And we'll tell you why Tiger Woods' ex-mistress is now standing up for them. Would you?
There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex.
My son was murdered at 17. He didn't get to graduate. The accused has graduated. You know, he will, if he chooses, he can go to college. He'll be able to rent or own his first home. I'll never have any of these things. And so he'll be young enough to come home and live the life my son should be living.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
Still in
people
Congress.
out there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's going on.
alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
See that great shot of my back?
Good back. And I also love that theme song. All right, welcome back to DBL. Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel Yucatel, is now the spokesperson for a dating site for sugar babies. What? So Rachel, who had an affair with the golfer back in 2009, wants to destigmatize the notion of a sugar baby. If you don't know what that is, I'll tell you. It's just a younger man or woman who dates an older, wealthier person in exchange for gifts or for money. Remember, this is all consensual again. So she recently signed a 6-figure deal to partner with a site seeking arrangement. Rachel says the site, which is for, of course, consenting adults, isn't about trading cash for sex. It's about being upfront about what you want from a relationship. According to the Daily Mail, Rachel has been active on seeking arrangement since November and claims she met her current boyfriend on the site.
Is this where we are? Is this where we are? In Women's History Month, is this what we're highlighting right now? Sugar daddies and sugar mamas and websites for sugar people.
I appreciate that in Women's History Month. Yes, there are a lot of great women I'm sure we're going to highlight as the days come along. But I just think this, don't make this a Women's History Month thing. This is literally about a woman or a man who chooses to date somebody or be comforted by somebody, hang out with somebody. And it's not for money. It's just like you provide a lifestyle that I enjoy. I know somebody that got married from SugarDaddy.com. I'm not going to mention who they are. And they have 2 kids right now. And they're about 10 years older than me and living a great life.
Don't do that.
And they don't tell a lot of people that.
That's an anomaly. That's an anomaly.
It doesn't matter. It's a real story. He had more money than her at the time. Now they're happy. Who cares?
Let me ask you.
I'm not like, oh my God, let me judge Judy, this girl.
Let me judge Judy this. Let me ask you a question, because I'm with Lindsay on this, and I want to know your take on this. I find if you're a consenting adult, you realize I want money, this person wants companionship. I don't see a problem with that, right? I really don't. As even like a feminist, I don't see it. But my question is, why does it bother you? Because who's being forced to do what? No one.
Yeah, do what you want to do. Whatever you want to do in your bedroom, this is what people do in their bedroom.
It's not the bedroom.
But why are we highlighting this? Why are we highlighting this in the sense of we're trying to make it like, oh, it's for companionship. No, it's not. If some 75-year-old dude or 75-year-old woman wants some young, hot, pretty young thing, it's not just for comfort and companionship. There's going to be some sort of transaction for sex. It's a form of prostitution. I'm sorry.
Okay,
that's how all the celebrities that have spouses or people that they love that are 20, 30 years younger than them. I don't think you're saying the same thing. Lionel Richie right now has a girlfriend that just came out and said she's 30 years old. He's like 70.
I understand that, but it's not all.
And that's on him.
But
I'm not judging that man.
Is it all companionship? And that's an actual
relationship. Is every relationship all companionship? Yeah, there are a lot of layers to relationships.
But Lindsay, you know that not every time these people are going to fall in love, and that's their
Is that a problem though?
But that's not these people's intention.
But you could say the same thing about Tinder. I don't know anybody who went in there with amazing intentions, but guess what? People got married off of Tinder.
People
got married from eHarmony.
It's different between
this guy's telling people to go on Tinder and act serious.
I'm done. All right, I'll just say maybe this website's a little more open about what's going on, but at least they're being clear and legal.
All right.
But you guys can disagree with me.
Sugarbabies.com. Go sign up, everybody.
Oh, boy. Coming up on DBL, a model's emotional journey as she makes the life-altering decision. This is a crazy story, y'all, to amputate both of her legs, and we reveal a huge surprise just for her. We love you, Lauren.
Energy experts are warning drivers that gas prices could hit $3 a gallon soon. So why the spike? Let's connect the dots. There are a few different reasons. The most immediate is the recent winter storm. Obviously, the Lone Star State is known for oil refineries, and that wicked weather hit those refineries hard. 11 refineries were reportedly either totally or partially shut down, taking at least 20% of the country's refinery capacity offline. Another reason for higher prices, more people are getting vaccinated against COVID-19. As more shots go into arms, Americans are itching to hit the road. All that travel will send gas prices back up. Experts also expect to see a travel surge when and if Americans get another stimulus check. The last reason is an annual event, the switch to summertime blends of gas. It usually happens in March. The higher grade gasoline used during the summer costs more to produce and always bumps up the price. AAA and Gas Buddy warn all these factors could shoot gas prices up to $3 a gallon by Memorial Day.
Welcome back to DBL. No matter the obstacle, runway model Lexi Bader refuses to give up. Just last month, Lexi had her second leg amputation with hopes of stopping her chronic pain. We've been following her amazing story since the beginning. Earlier, Erica spoke with her to get the latest and reveal a very special surprise.
Lexi Bader is an expert at hiding her pain behind her smile. After all, she's been doing it for 8 years. Photo shoot after photo shoot, she keeps her secret from the world.
I lay in bed every single day. I usually cry every single day.
Lexi has a rare nerve disease that causes crippling pain in her feet. In 2019, she decides to take aggressive action, choosing to amputate her left leg below the knee.
I wasn't sad at all. I didn't miss it. I just looked down and I was like, yes. No more pain.
But then her disease spreads and the pain returns, forcing her to choose the same fate for her right leg.
I'm scared, and I've been going through like grief. I've been going through anxiety and depression and being scared because as soon as I do this, everything in my life's gonna be completely different.
In January of this year, doctors amputated her remaining leg.
I moved from the bed to the chair today. Realizing that there's just no feet. I'll never touch sand on my feet again. No one will touch any of my feet again. There's no feet ever again.
Not only is Lexi battling the psychological side of her new reality, she is also fighting extreme pain.
I have so much pain, and it won't go away. I'll stand up and she'll ask me to put it down. Not even all the way down, and it just hurts so bad. I've just been not sleeping well. I don't know. It's just been really hard lately.
In spite of it all, Lexi keeps her smile and keeps pushing forward, taking one day at a time.
It's really hard, but I'm not gonna give up because I want to snowboard next season.
Lexi, welcome back to DBL.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad I'm here once again.
You are like light and grace under fire because it's been just a couple of weeks since your surgery. How are you doing today?
Today I'm actually doing really good, and since my surgery, I've been better than I thought I would be, to be honest.
This isn't your first time, obviously, experiencing this. How has this surgery been different than your first amputation?
I can't hop a lot of places. My back does get really sore sitting in my chair a lot. I do go on my crutches, but my prosthetic side, my left side, isn't used to standing on it as long. So that's been kind of challenging. I've been using my wheelchair a lot. A lot of stuff like going to the bathroom and just doing things around the house or out in public, getting in a car, in and out of a car. That's a lot of stuff that has been different for me.
Well, Lexi, we so love having you on because you are so transparent with your testimony. You have been an inspiration to so many people. And every time we speak to you, you come fully yourself. But I know that there have been hard parts of this process. So overall, what has been the hardest thing for you?
I think the hardest, it started, in the hospital. At this time, I wasn't allowed any visitors. And out of all of the surgeries I've had in my life, I've never woken up without my parent there or a friend. And this time was really difficult for me emotionally and physically because I didn't have anyone there for 3 weeks while I was in the hospital. And it hurt so bad. But yeah, that's what's happening this morning. but hopefully my day will get better.
Were there tips or tricks that you used for those weeks that you were in the hospital by yourself that might be of benefit to someone who's in the hospital right now?
Well, the one main thing is just definitely having a strong support system, and that could be family, that could be support groups, that could be virtual support groups, that could be talking with others, reaching out. And I know reaching out for help is something that all of us struggle with, but it's definitely something that you need to get through this, not alone. Definitely making friends with the nurses. I love the nurses. They're always super kind, always do my hair, makeup. And, you know, I had a really bad day one time and I was crying, and this one nurse came in, she held my hand and she told me that she's here for me and that she'll never let go. And I was just crying in pain and she was just holding my hand. You know, I just needed that, because if I was all alone and she wasn't there for me like that, then it would just suck.
I appreciate you sharing that story, because I know that's going to resonate with so many others. You have officially become a DBL family member. We think so highly of you. We love you. But we aren't the only ones who want to share your story. So we do have a little surprise for you. We reached out to our friends at Cherry Creek Fashion, a fabulous magazine that focuses on storytelling with fashion, so it seems very much up your alley, and sharing the lives of inspiring people. And girl, they want to do a full spread on your story and put you on the cover of their summer issue.
Oh, look at my armpits, I'm scared. Oh my God. Thank you. That's amazing.
Lexi, I am so excited for you. I know the folks at Cherry Creek Fashion, you guys are going to have amazing synergy. I cannot wait to see this photo shoot, girl.
Oh, I don't even know what to say. I'm like blushing, I'm sweating.
It's amazing. And girl, Vogue, okay? Love it. Lexi's story is far from over. To follow along on her journey, check out her Instagram, abader.26. You can also donate to her GoFundMe page. Just search Lexi Bader on GoFundMe.com. What a strong chick. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects, called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. Now, many people have been posting their COVID vaccine selfies on social media, but remember Dr. Coley told us you should think twice about it. By posting your vaccine card online, you're actually giving scammers access to your personal information, like your full name, your birth date, and using only those two pieces of information, scammers can figure out your social security number. They can open accounts in your name, they can even claim your tax refund and more. Unfortunately, this is all too common. Are you ready for this stat? 1 in 4 people has experienced identity theft. So if your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. From social media to your social security number, LifeLock has you covered. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. Good tip.
I really love how you did that voiceover, but we have a comment. And it came to my other box in my DMs for Instagram, and this person says, Brandon, today on DBL, you were 100% right about how small businesses need to open because people aren't getting paid and losing jobs, lives. Just because that blonde girl isn't affected because she is privileged doesn't mean other people aren't affected. Please show her this. Thank you.
Okay, well, first, COVID, I'm not allowed to touch it, but I will say this. I hope you realize that it's not privilege, it's my care for other people's safety and hospitals and teachers that I'm worried about. DBL's new every day. We're privileged to see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Texas and Mississippi open back up 100% with no rules, despite CDC warnings. DBL Nation, is it smart to reopen or is it too soon? In today's True Crime Chronicles, the case of a rising football star who was murdered.
That was my baby. That was my only son.
How could the man convicted in the crime be walking free so soon? Tiger Woods' ex-mistress, Rachel Yucatel, wants to destigmatize sugar baby dating. Do you think it's okay to exchange money for companionship? Or is it really just prostitution? And from Gabe to Gabby, a former WWE wrestler comes out as transgender, living her truth for the first time.
I had just reached the point where I could no longer hide who I really was.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, March 3rd. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it because a lot of you are wondering, is it time for America to reopen and lift COVID restrictions? Well, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced yesterday at a press conference that his state is open 100%. He is dropping the mask mandate and said businesses can reopen at full capacity in just a matter of days. And it's not just Texas. Mississippi is also ending its restrictions and mask mandate. But some experts, including the dean of Brown University's School of Public Health, say it is too early. Your alma mater there, Al.
Brown.
Yep. Here's what he said on GMA.
We're so close to the finish line here in terms of vaccinating high-risk people that I wish Texas, Mississippi, other states would just hold off another little bit. We're not talking about many more months, but certainly waiting until all high-risk people are vaccinated would be a really important thing. And so I was disappointed to see those decisions.
So DBL Nation, you know we love to hear from you. We want to know, is it time for America to reopen or is it too soon? Give us your opinion. Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Jeff, do you think this is too soon?
In my mind, it is. I'm not a doctor. This is my personal opinion. We're so close. We've abided by this for over a year now, right? We're committed. I'm in. I like to commit to things and go all in. We're so close to getting our vaccines. Just finish up strong. But listen, I understand why they want to reopen. They want the economy. They want small businesses. They want restaurants. They want all these things that were closed down. Kind of questionable reasons to reopen, and they want their economy back. So I get the understanding behind it. My personal feeling is just hang on.
Right. And Jeff, what you're saying, you're talking about the economy, which everybody is for. Small business owner, small business owner, I sell books. But you have to remember the economy is only as strong as how comfortable your customers feel. So if you own a restaurant and you're open, great. But if it's in the worst neighborhood in the country, people are not going to come. Or if it's in a dangerous place because of a virus that floats in the air, it's going to affect business. And you've worked in restaurants, you know that restaurants are barely in the black even when they're packed.
Yeah, and what I'm worried about too, and I understand that Texas is doing this, Tori, because, they don't want big government. They want people to be able to make up their minds on their own. But it impacts people. So if someone doesn't want to wear a mask, it does impact the people around them. We know that this is the difference between life or death. 93% of Texans are not vaccinated. So I immediately think about high-risk individuals, teachers, our healthcare workers who are already overburdened. There's videos of them collapsing in sadness because they're sick and tired of having to call loved ones, since you're not allowed to go visit your loved ones who have COVID, and having to essentially hold up a phone for people to say goodbye to one another before they get ventilated. So you know how I feel about this, Tori. I think this boils down to saving lives, and I think it's way too soon, and there's going to be deaths, and blood is going to be on his, in my opinion. Go ahead, Tori.
No, Sam, I completely agree with you. I also understand fiscally conservative people want government out of their business, but this is a life or death situation. The stakes are too high. You need the state to come in, especially for the healthcare workers. Just think about the hospitals. They're doing great now in Texas, and they're going to go way skyrocket high. We just gave the healthcare workers a break, and now we're burdening them again. You didn't think about those constituents, Greg Abbott.
Yeah, and not only that, think about the biggest hubs for flying. is in Texas, right? You got Dallas, you got Houston. So it's going to affect past your borders. It's not like it's just going to stay in Texas. So let's remember that other people are going to be affected by it, not just Texans. We have 74% of you say it's too soon. I was going to read comments, but unfortunately the comment phone, hold on one second. Let me see again. It keeps dying on me. Oh, here we go. Okay. Command on YouTube says, hey, Texas, remember a few weeks ago when you screwed up cold weather? Let's not. Yeah, you have people that are just recovering right now from what happened in Texas and the weather. You have Carrie saying just because restrictions are taken off doesn't mean people can't still wear masks and be careful. Let's give them the free choice. That is the whole point behind this. And Jeannie says, I'm from Texas and will continue to wear a mask. Well, thank you for writing in. We always love hearing from you. So big news about vaccines. President Biden announced there will be enough doses for everyone in America by the end of May. To Jeff's point, we are so close. Why can't we just hold off for another 60 days? Meantime, Dolly Parton got the first shot of the Moderna vaccine yesterday, which she helped develop with a $1 million donation. Did you know that? She also changed the lyrics to one of her iconic songs as part of the announcement. Enjoy.
Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. 'Cause once you're dead, then that's a bit too late.
She's right, Tori.
I love Dolly Parton so much. It's very interesting to get a taste of your own medicine, right? She spent $1 million on the Moderna vaccine, and then she gets it. And it's amazing to see someone have that in their lifetime. I also will say, I didn't know this about Dolly, but she wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene on the same day.
Wow.
And I always use that. If you're ever feeling down about yourself, just remember that about Dolly.
You could have punched that taste.
Feel worse.
That makes me feel worse that she accomplishes so much in such a short amount of time.
But she said taste of her own medicine. That was a really good joke, and she kind of just ran through it.
Well, that was the headline on most news announcements with Dolly.
Yeah.
I know. I was trying to set her up for that.
I really did.
We just did that. Me and Chris went over that. I was setting up a joke of my own.
Okay. Now to a story we wanted to get to yesterday, but we ran out of time. Amazon announced that it's changing the logo on its app again. So Amazon recently changed the logo to resemble one of its packages with the tape on top. But a lot of people took issue with it because they said it looks like Adolf Hitler's mustache. Now that I've said it, can you see it? So the company modified it again. The new logo shows the tape without the ridges with a corner folded up on the side. So what do you think? Did the logo look like Hitler's mustache, and was it smart for them to change it? What do you think, Al?
I didn't see that at all. What do they call that? A Rorschach test where they show you the crazy pictures?
Yeah.
And I just see that smile throws me off. It just seems like a guy that hit on your wife when you got up to go to the bathroom and then comes back like, hey, what's up, Jeff? Like it seems like that shady.
It's a
shady smirk.
It's a
like
smirk.
I just did something really shady. So I didn't see the Hitler at all.
Do you think they should have changed it?
Listen, in today's day and age, what are you supposed to do? I didn't see it at all. I feel like if you did take those tests, like as a psychologist, the doctor would be like, you know what? If you saw Hitler, you're like, you got far left. You got far left disease. And I think the only antidote to that is 2 weeks you have to watch Fox News twice a week, and one of them has to be Tucker Carlson.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, God, no.
I didn't see it. And if a lot of
That's
people,
the antidote.
But this is, the biggest company, arguably, in the world.
Yeah.
How did they miss this, considering that so many people did see it? And why not err on the side of caution?
Right, so it's a global brand, right? So you just don't want to take a chance of even remotely looking at all like Hitler in any way possible. So that's a big deal, right? And I'm Jewish. I saw the smile, and I'm not going to say I thought Hitler right away. I didn't. When I saw Michael Jordan in the Hanes commercial, I hope that's a picture's going up. That's when I saw the Hitler mustache. But this one, I didn't really. But I still think better to be safe than sorry.
I grew up in an Italian neighborhood, and sometimes the very Italian people would see Jesus in a fruit, and they would shut down their house and bring in a priest and have everyone pray to this piece of fruit that's rotting up on the counter. This is the exact same thing to me.
I didn't see
It's like, wow, you took it a little too far.
Would you go in there and look at the piece of fruit?
I would go in there and be like, I don't see Jesus, but I'm with you.
There you go. Err on the side of caution.
Yes,
absolutely.
Just like Amazon did.
There you go.
Exactly. Coming up on DBL, Meghan Markle is on the defensive. Why she's coming out against accusations that she was a bully in the palace. Plus, from Gabe To Gabby, a former WWE wrestler reveals she's transgender and tells us why she's living her truth for the very first time. And women who have a sweet tooth for rich, usually older gentlemen. They're called sugar babies, and we'll tell you why Tiger Woods' ex-mistress is now standing up for them. There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex.
My son was murdered at 17. He didn't get to graduate. The accused has graduated. You know, he will, if he chooses, he can go to college. He'll be able to rent or own his first home. I'll never have any of these things. And so he'll be young enough to come home and live the life my son should be living.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah. Good.
Still in
people
Congress.
out there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's going
Leave Jeff
on.
alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back, DBL, to DBL.
What?
Okay, I
don't know what show
All right,
she's
give me a
on.
break, please. Check out all our coworkers at home during the pandemic. You guys are doing such a great job. Keep up the great work. So Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel, stop looking at me, Jeff.
You as well. You
Stop.
keep up.
Stop it right now. Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel, you could tell, is now the spokesperson for a dating site for sugar babies. Rachel, who had an affair with the golfer back in 2009, wants to destigmatize the notion of a sugar baby, which is a younger man or a woman who dates an older, wealthier person in exchange for gifts or money. So she recently signed a 6-figure deal to partner with the site seeking arrangement. Rachel says the site, which is for consenting adults, isn't about trading cash for sex. It's about being upfront about what you want from that relationship. According to the Daily Mail, Rachel has been active on seeking arrangement since November and claims she met her current boyfriend on the site. You know, a number of our viewers wrote up, is this a form of prostitution? What do we think about this? What is your opinion?
I think my opinion is a question. If a woman has a regular dating site like a Tinder account and it says my date must pay for dinner and my Uber there, my Uber back, and the movie, that's exchanging a gift? That's already saying up front, I want you to pay for this. So, like, is it just what we're asking you to pay for? Is it just, I mean, if Jeff, you show up on a first date with a gift, with a bracelet for somebody saying I'm giving this to you, Is that, like, what are we considering prostitution? I feel like these are two adults that are looking for a situation. There's a website that links those two people.
Yeah, you're talking semantics, and you're very progressive, Al, right? I'm old school.
I like
this is prostitution, okay? This is prostitution in my eyes. I'm just going to put it straight out there. That's what it is. You're exchanging sex for money. That's all it is. You're dialing it up with the website and Cupid's arrow. I don't even know. That's not the right website. I just bashed the other one. But whatever it is. But you're cutening it up, right? And there's repercussions to that. If you're a mother who takes her clothes off for $150,000 a month, we did the other day, there's repercussions for that. My kids aren't going to come play at your house. If I know that you're exchanging sex for money, I'm not going to bring my kids over by your house. I don't want to be in a personal relationship with you outside of your job that you've... Yeah, go ahead, Tori. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to shoot it straight.
Thank you for giving your honest opinion.
I don't like honesty.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I think you're dead wrong, but I think it's great that you said that. No, here's why. I think prostitution is illegal for certain reasons, mostly because of safety, because of what's going on with the issues with the disease and the people that they can run it, like the pimps and all of that and blah, blah, blah. This takes all of that out of it and gives you basically a dating site where you... Well, no, I'm just saying it takes the idea of the street life out of it. No. I honestly think this is
so you're taking
safer,
taking the pimps out, and Rachel Yucatel's now your pimp. Is that what you're saying?
No. I don't think anyone's the pimp. I think that these are two consenting legal adults doing something very clearly that isn't illegal, so I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Okay, I'm just trying to argue with Tori. You make some good points.
What about Hooters? It's like you're going in there. You're not going in there for the wings. Okay, stop.
I heard they had good wings.
Yeah, they played at UFC fights, too.
They have great wings.
But, like, there's an arrangement there, too. If they're wearing overcoats and parkas, you're going to say, I want my money back. So that's an arrangement you're seeking. So I don't understand the big difference.
Al sounds like he went to jail and he's, like, explaining his situation.
Yeah.
What? You should let me go.
Just like me. Let me. I'm watching TV.
All right, we'll be right back.
This was when I noticed how white my son's teeth were and how yellow mine were, and I needed to make a change.
Welcome back to DBL. Gabe Tuft, who went by Tyler Rex in the WWE ring, made headlines last month when news broke that she's now Gabby, a transgender woman. She's sharing her inspiring story in today's Chatting with the Stars. There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex. So what led you to go public with your transition, and what were some of your biggest fears about coming out as transgender?
What led me to come out is that I had just reached the point where I could no longer hide who I really was. I was very depressed, still presenting male, and I'd come past that with my wife, Priscilla. She was such an amazing rock that helped hold the family together. She's been my supporter the whole time. So my biggest fears were rejection from family, rejection from friends, the basic societal beating that we get, that we're going to lose our business, our friends, our family, our finances. We're going to be alone. We might be out on the street. My wife would divorce me. My kid would never talk to me again. And so all those fears were just swimming around in my head and in my mind. And it's just so beat into us as we grow up that that's a real possibility. So I had to find a way to deal with that.
And you're right. Unfortunately, that is a very real reality with people struggling with their gender identity. And my heart breaks, not only for, every individual struggling with that, but our youth, right? I can't even imagine what they must be going through. I'm so happy to hear that your wife, Priscilla, was so supportive of your transition. How was transitioning impacted? How did it impact your marriage? What's it like for your wife now to be married to a woman now? Was there a transition for her as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was difficult at first. She was so accepting of it from the start, but basically she just said, look, I love you. That's never going to change. I love who you are inside, but we'll make this work and we will figure it out. So she has been a rock since day one. There have been some moments where she cries, I cry, because we're just not sure exactly how to handle the emotions. But in all honesty, she has been the strongest supporter. And yes, she is transitioning with this as well, just kind of like the way the rest of the world is.
Now that you're no longer Gabe, how do you view your past career?
The wrestling community has been fantastic. I have received an enormous amount of private messages, public comments, just current past wrestlers that are well known. They were always so good to me.
When did you first sense that you were actually female? Explain what that was like for you personally.
Yeah, so this was something that had been building my whole life, and I was wrestling with it for a very long time. Always kind of knew that I was interested in understanding what it was like to be a female, but it didn't really surface completely until about 3 years ago. So I'm in my 40s, I'm 42, so figure 39-ish, it started to surface to where I thought, okay, this can be something I can do inside. And I think this is what possibly a lot of transgender men and women go through. It starts in the house, in the privacy of your home, where you can experiment. And for me, I would borrow Priscilla's clothes and I would just kind of experiment, sometimes when she wasn't home. And then other times as we got more comfortable, she would help me. For those that don't have support, I would say, experiment at home. Start there, look in the mirror, become comfortable with who you are.
Beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. Now let's have a little bit of fun. What do you find to be the most fun thing about becoming a woman?
Oh gosh, I like when I get my hair done.
Yes, me too. Oh, me too.
And then I was supposed to go to the gym. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go use this hair.
I love it. I love you so much. Thank you so much, Gabby, for joining us, for sharing your story, for being an advocate. You inspire me, and I'm sure you inspire so many people that are watching. I appreciate you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. To DBL. Okay, so we have a number of comments in regard to sugar babies. Dina says seeking arrangement is more open and honest about what's going on. Gwen says if the man and woman both know what's going on, that gifts will be exchanged for company. What's the problem? And then Steve says this is the degradation of American society and family values.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on how you look at adult relationships. I just say consenting adults, as long as it's legal. I don't want to start judging, but I can see how people do. It's a moral call.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not mad at you for your opinion. Go ahead, be mad at me for mine. I don't care.
Yeah, and first of all, have we thought about sugar babies, the candy?
Loved sugar babies.
I know, like, how did they let this slide?
They are,
so
yeah,
good.
Those are good. If you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up next. Was Meghan Markle a bully behind palace walls? Some former staff members are pointing the finger. Plus, was Eddie Murphy forced to put a white person in Coming to America for Diversity? He's talking all about it. And also a big thank you to our co-workers still at home 1 year after the pandemic started. We appreciate you all. DBL is coming back right after this.
Love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I am Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it. Hi, Tori. Buckingham Palace is launching an investigation into allegations that Meghan Markle bullied her staff in the UK. So the British paper, The Times, says a former staff member at Kensington Palace issued a bullying complaint against the Duchess back in 2018. Meghan also allegedly drove 2 personal assistants out of her household and would reduce staff to tears. Meghan issued a statement through a spokesman that said, quote, "The Duchess is saddened by this latest attack on her character, particularly as someone who has been the target of bullying herself and is deeply committed to supporting those who have experienced pain and trauma." This comes on the heels of Harry's candid talk on late night television here in the U.S. The couple is also sitting down with Oprah on Sunday for their really anticipated interview this weekend on CBS. What do you make of this, Jeff? Like, do you think these are people trying to get attention, or do you think that there's, you know, as we always say on the show, where there's smoke, there's fire? I mean, there's been a number of people that have come out with these allegations.
Yeah, and she didn't have the best reputation back in the UK, right? So I don't know if this is just people hating on her because she's trying to remove Harry from the monarchy, or if there is some smoke, you know, and fire, however that analogy goes. I'm catching the Sam.
You sound like me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the interview. I know it's going to be edited. I know they're going to want it the way they want. But sometimes you could pick out little things like, I kind of see where they're coming from. So
Right.
the interview is going to be interesting on
Well,
Sunday.
we do have a royal expert here. Our very own Tori.
That's right. I forgot.
Not you, Al. Our very own Tori traveled all the way across the pond to cover their wedding. So, Tori, and I know that you met with royal insiders.
Yes,
What do you know?
Is the book coming out, Tori?
What's the word on the street, Tori?
It's coming out in June.
Okay, good.
I got you guys an advance copy.
Okay.
They're on your desks. I do want to tell you this. Just a few hours ago, the Duchess, or former Duchess, just came out as well and kind of upped her anger or defensive stance on this and says, look, I know a calculated smear campaign when I see one. So at this point, they're also saying, and it's no surprise they're doing this right before the Oprah interview. So now we're not just hearing smoke fire, we're hearing this was a literally calculated move by the monarchy to smear her reputation on purpose.
That's terrible.
So I don't know if that's
true.
smoke coming.
Whoa.
Right, and they did this to Diana. Remember, a lot of things Diana said, allegedly, what she said is the monarchy really tried to put her down and ruin her reputation after she divorced Charles.
Let me just put this out there real fast, Tori. I understand that and I agree with you. I don't know how much is true. But how come when like Andrew Cuomo comes out and sexual assault isn't the same as just being a bully? But when he comes out, everyone's like, let's look and dive into this, and we really have to get to the bottom of this. But when comments like this come out about Meghan Markle, we brush it under the rug and say,
great point.
This is just
being
the
governor of New York.
This is
it's not a great comparison.
Yeah.
It's just a
It's an
recent.
I see what you're saying.
No, this is really important. I'm so glad you brought this up. There is, literally just minutes ago, it was announced that the Buckingham Palace will launch their own independent investigation just to make sure. So to your point, Jeff, every single allegation, when you do have someone in a position of power, should be investigated.
What's going to be the end of that investigation? Like, she's a bully. We decided this is over. I think the only thing the only move they have, which is the one they're playing, is they came off really great in the court interview. They seemed personable. People were interested.
Yeah.
You and I, Jeff, who fall asleep when we cover them, we're interested. So they have all that momentum heading into this huge Oprah interview on a Sunday. There's no competition with football. Everyone's going to watch it. What do? throw something out there. And that's what they're doing. And we're talking about it. There are people that are paid to understand the news cycle, and it works.
I love you, Al. Okay, so the new Coming to America movie comes out this Friday. I can't wait, on Amazon. But Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall have revealed that they were forced to cast a white person in the original film. Speaking on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the stars said back in 1988, the studio was opposed to the movie having an all-black cast. So that's how Louis Anderson's character, who was an employee at McDowell's, came to be. Watch.
Yeah, Paramount was like, because the whole cast is black, and this was back in the, the 80s. So it was like, we have to have a white person. We can't it has to be a white person in the movie. What? And so it was, who's the funniest white guy around, right? And Louis, we knew him, was cool with him. And so that's how Louis got in the movie. They gave me a list with 3 white guys, and they said, who would you rather work with?
Really?
To Louis.
Do you remember the other 2?
Oh, yeah, but I can't say.
You can't say, all right.
That's some good tea. Louis has since responded on Twitter writing, wait, what? It seems he wasn't in on the casting decision. You know Louis was just joking around, I would imagine. I love this. They're like, Louis cool, you're in. But what do you think about the fact, though, Al, that they weren't able to have an all-black cast?
Well, there really hadn't been very many. And a lot of this, obviously, there's a huge racial component, but there's also an idea of, will white America show up to see this movie if they don't see any white faces? And if you've invested in this movie and you're like, let's throw Louis Anderson in there, who I still know all his lines because I know all the lines from that movie. Yep. Now I'm watching lettuce. Pretty soon I'm going to be on fries.
Then he threw that in the Kanye song.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like, and Louis killed it. So, I mean, but I could definitely see this happening in 1989. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I don't even know about this. Coming to America is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm kind of curious when Harlem Nights came out. Was it before
Harlem Nights was 1990.
Because I would say that's an all-black cast as well. I don't even care about the all-black cast. That movie's hilarious.
The gangster was a white guy.
Okay. And you know what? Jake Steinfeld was in...
Oh, my gosh. We're on a TV
He's the cab
show,
Jake Steinfeld was in Coming to America.
He was the
Another
cab
white
driver.
guy. He was the cab driver.
Who dropped him off in Queens.
No, not Wayne. This is interesting stuff.
They're in their own world.
You talk about Little Annie Orphan or whatever, and you...
Orphan Annie.
Yeah, or Effie with an E. And we're going to talk about it for 10 minutes.
Wow, but I don't go on a completely different tangent. Ignore Tori and I, and then you two are like in your own world.
I don't think you guys are big Coming to America fans.
I'm a huge Coming to America fan. I love Coming to America. What are you talking about?
Did you know
Give me one line. Give me one line.
Well, now that you put me on the spot.
Hey, well, that's what live TV is.
What's the name of the band that plays at the charity event?
Plays
at the charity
event.
You don't
know the band?
I don't remember the.
He stomps his feet.
I know he stomps his feet, but I didn't know. Geez.
Jeff, that is just
sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
I do know that.
You didn't remember that band name? That didn't stick out.
See now, who's interesting?
Point for the fellas.
Everybody.
Oh, look at us with mugs. Get your mug game up, Sam.
Okay. All right.
You got a paper cup over there like you're waiting for your muffler to be fixed.
What?
You look like you're in a waiting room.
My muffler to be fixed?
Yes, you look like you're in a waiting room.
Is that a euphemism?
Oh, my God. No,
that
I'm
sounds
just saying,
like
you need a real mug, Sam.
Okay. All right.
Don't get mad at us.
More and more men are turning to makeup to help them look better on Zoom calls. According to the New York Post, some men are feeling a bit self-conscious about their appearance after being forced to look at themselves on Zoom calls. So they're turning to makeup. Drugstore chains like CVS are stocking their shelves with male makeup products, and Google searches for men's makeup looks also saw an 80% spike last year from 2019. Go ahead, Al.
I called this.
You predicted this?
I did. My buddy and I, Tone Bell, we do a podcast called Sufficient Funds where we talk to people about finance, and we are booking.
You have a finance podcast?
Yes, we are booking.
Did you know this?
We are booking Jure because a lot of people are makeup artists, because a lot of people are going to be doing interviews over Zoom, be doing work meetings over Zoom.
Smart.
And it's important to look your best, and men do not have a lot of experience with makeup. It's been a year, but I finally got my makeup together, and I think a lot of men will, after you see how you look on camera, every human being wants to look better. Who cares?
Right. I hate that men feel like they can't wear makeup, Tori. That's such a double standard.
Totally, and I don't watch the YouTube influencers. I'm too old. But let's not forget to give credit to like a lot of male influencers who wear makeup and do beauty tutorials, and they have really opened the door to a lot of men also being more open and interested and fluid in the makeup realm. So I think they deserve some credit too.
Now, you two wear makeup obviously on television. Would you ever consider wearing makeup outside of the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I go home and I have to do something with my wife, like take a picture. I just leave it on.
Good.
And if it's a Friday night, I accidentally forget to take it off because you look way better.
I used to do that all the time in LA. I just leave this. They'd be like, "Do you want to wipe your makeup off?" I'm like, no, I would go straight out, and that's as good as you can look.
Did anybody ever comment? Did you ever have a woman?
Okay, go ahead, comment that I have makeup on.
It doesn't.
No, I mean, you play the role, and I
Okay,
just
I'll
have
play the
makeup
role.
on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, do you have foundation on?
Oh yeah, I'm on a TV show. What do you do?
Oh, I
Beat it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We've sold body wash to men, Jeff. We've sold loofah sponges to men.
Did? Who are you
Axe
talking
body
about?
spray, Old Spice.
Who are you talking about?
I'm saying men used to use like soap and a rag, and now everybody uses body wash because they put it in a black container, made it look tough, and now guys use
Soap
body
on a
wash.
rag?
Yeah, but guys used to be Irish Spring and just, oh, this is terrible. Now I got a whole little setup in the shower.
That was the
I like
best
smelling
segment
good.
we've done all year.
Talking about?
I'm saying guys have stepped up their regimen. We want to smell good too.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, women's shoes are way better than men's.
Yes,
Yes.
they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Yes. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
Research shows that people
There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex.
My son was murdered at 17. He didn't get to graduate. The accused has graduated. You know, he will, if he chooses, he can go to college. He'll be able to rent or own his first home. I'll never have any of these things. And so he'll be young enough to come home and live the life my son should be living.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Good.
Still people out there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's
Leave
going
Jeff
on.
alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. JJ Clava was a rising high school football star who was murdered 5 years ago. Now the man behind bars for the crime could be walking free soon. But how? We have an update in True Crime Chronicles.
JJ Clavo was 17 years old. He thrived on family, friends, and football. Outside of the classroom, you'd find him on the football field, playing for Grant Union High School. It was November 13th, 2015. It started off as a normal day.
My son was headed to play in a CIF football game.
JJ was driving his teammates. They were stopped at a busy intersection in broad daylight when someone came charging at them. A teen approached the car, began firing, and unloaded his gun.
We begin tonight with some breaking and very sad news. 2 Grant Union High School football players have been shot, and one of those players is dead.
JJ was hit in the chest and neck and left to die in front of his teammates. Malik Johnson, who was sitting in the passenger seat, was hit in the arm but survived.
That was my baby. That was my 17-year-old. That was my only son.
Months went by without an arrest.
3 months is really relatively a short time in some cases. It's a long time in my world. I would have never imagined being in this place, but I never imagined having the support.
Then, finally, a break in the case. The day after the shooting, a teen was taken into custody. A weapon was found in his car during a traffic stop, but it wasn't until months later police realized that gun matched the shooting. 15-year-old Kimonte Lindsay was arrested for JJ's murder. Police later learned Kimonte had gang affiliations and was actually targeting Malik, the passenger in JJ's car. The two had gang ties, but JJ was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I have to stand strong. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my son.
Nicole Clavo was pushing to try her son's killer as an adult, but because Kimonte was only 15, his mother pleaded for a juvenile sentence. 4 years later, Kimonte was found guilty in court and charged of first-degree murder. He was sentenced as a juvenile, which means in just a few short years, he'll be released back into the world.
Earlier, Tori and Al spoke with JJ's mother about her journey for justice. Take a look.
We're joined now by Dr. Nicole Clavo. This is JJ's mother. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I can't even imagine. It's been 5 years since you lost JJ. What have these past few years been like for you?
Ups and downs, of course. It's every day is a new day. We live as mothers who've lost our children. We live 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day at a time. And so every day is a new day.
Oh, JJ's killer was convicted as a juvenile instead of an adult. And so that means that he can just walk in a few years. Because of that, is there still justice in your eyes? And is that justice? Because I don't know about that.
I don't believe that as victims we ever receive justice, because nothing will ever bring our child back. For me, would there have been some satisfaction had he been charged as an adult? Sure.
You continue to honor JJ's legacy and so many others by working with the city's Office of Violence Prevention. Tell me why this is so important to you.
Well, after my son was murdered, one, I believe that as victims, as we are called, we have a choice to either be survivors or victims. I chose to be a survivor, and so I made that decision immediately after my son was murdered. I think it's a choice that we have to make, and I think we have to make it for our own survival. And so with that work, I had such an outpouring amount of support from within the city, as well as surrounding cities, statewide, some national support, that I felt I had to be able to provide that support back to families who were experiencing or would experience the trauma that I had experienced.
Unfortunately, this is a question that I've asked before because I just keep wanting to know how you've managed to not only turn this, I can't even call it a negative, this catastrophic life moment into something where you're working towards positivity. What do you tell yourself every day to make sure that you have you're going to give yourself enough strength to get through just that 24 hours?
Well, we're a happy family. We've always been a happy family, very close-knit. And so I have a daughter who was the oldest sibling. And so oftentimes the siblings get left behind. No one truly asks, how are the siblings doing? They always, are you taking care of your mom? Mm-hmm. How's your mom doing? But they're never asked, how are they doing? And a lot of times, especially in instances like my daughter, she's 6 years older than my son. And so she was like a second parent. And then I also believe that the murderer took my son. I can't allow him to take me from me and my family while I still have to walk amongst the living. Wow. And so while I still have to put one foot forward every day, it's easy to lay in the bed and, put the covers over my head and never get up. That's easy. It is a job, it's a chore, it's a challenge to get up every morning and push forward. That's a challenge.
Not all heroes wear capes. A lot of them are moms. And I just want to wish you the very best. And I wish I could have met JJ. He sounds like an incredible child. And please say hi to your other children. You have really centered your life around that family, and it's the best thing that can happen to them. You can also listen to a brand new episode, podcast episode about JJ's story. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Dr. Clavo, thank you so much for being here and for giving your support and for being a map for some other parents who are going through similar situations. Thanks again. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
I love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. So many people have been posting their COVID vaccine selfies on social media, but you should think twice about it. By posting your vaccine card online, you're giving scammers access to your personal information, like your full name and your birth date. Using only those two pieces of information, scammers can figure out your social security number, open accounts in your name, claim your tax refund, and more. 1 in 4 people have experienced identity theft. So if your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. From social media to your social security number, LifeLock has you covered. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. You went through this, Al.
Yeah.
Not because of your vaccine card, because you have yet to be vaccinated, but you had someone steal your identity.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times, and when you start putting things online, in this day and age, you have to think about risk over reward. And like anything personal, you just have to know that there are going to be people out there that are going to try and get your information. So be safe.
LifeLock it. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year.
Tomorrow on DBL, UFOs, Area 51, the infamous Roswell incident. Is there an alien cover-up? Two experts weigh in.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium.
We're uncovering the truth in the Jeff Files. And the songwriter behind some of pop's biggest hits, from Christina Aguilera to Pink, joins us live. We're talking to Linda Perry right here on DBL.
Wow, Jeff, sweet.
I forgot we still had that. I'm tuning in.
That was a cool promo.
Okay.
Sam's hating.
All right, so we got Trixie talking. Oh, I totally glazed over when Al and Jeff started taking a trip down memory lane.
Good job.
Alyssa says it's Little Orphan Annie, Jeff. No, it's Anne with an E.
Combine them.
It's.
Thank you, Alyssa. They've never even seen it.
They're gonna come for you, Jeff.
DBL's
I know.
new every
Sorry,
day.
I
See
love
you tomorrow,
Anne
same
with
time.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Texas and Mississippi open back up 100% with no rules, despite CDC warnings. DBL Nation, is it smart to reopen or is it too soon? In today's True Crime Chronicles, the case of a rising football star who was murdered.
That was my baby. That was my only son.
How could the man convicted in the crime be walking free so soon? Tiger Woods' ex-mistress, Rachel Yucatel, wants to destigmatize sugar baby dating. Do you think it's okay to exchange money for companionship? Or is it really just prostitution? And from Gabe to Gabby, a former WWE wrestler comes out as transgender, living her truth for the first time.
I had just reached the point where I could no longer hide who I really was.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, March 3rd. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it because a lot of you are wondering, is it time for America to reopen and lift COVID restrictions? Well, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced yesterday at a press conference that his state is open 100%. He is dropping the mask mandate and said businesses can reopen at full capacity in just a matter of days. And it's not just Texas. Mississippi is also ending its restrictions and mask mandate. But some experts, including the dean of Brown University's School of Public Health, say it is too early. Your alma mater there, Al.
Brown.
Yep, here's what he said on GMA.
We're so close to the finish line here in terms of vaccinating high-risk people that I wish Texas, Mississippi, other states would just hold off another little bit. We're not talking about many more months, but certainly waiting until all high-risk people are vaccinated would be a really important thing. And so I was disappointed to see those decisions.
So DBL Nation, you know we love to hear from you. We want to know, is it time for America to reopen or is it too soon? Give us your opinion. Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Jeff, do you think this is too soon?
In my mind, it is. I'm not a doctor. This is my personal opinion. We're so close. We've abided by this for over a year now, right? We're committed. I'm in. I like to commit to things and go all in. We're so close to getting our vaccines. Just finish up strong. But listen, I understand why they want to reopen. They want the economy. They want small businesses. They want restaurants. They want all these things that were closed down. Kind of questionable reasons to reopen, and they want their economy back. So I get the understanding behind it. My personal feeling is just hang on.
Right. And Jeff, what you're saying, you're talking about the economy, which everybody is for. Small business owner, small business owner. I sell books. But you have to remember the economy is only as strong as how comfortable your customers feel. So if you own a restaurant and you're open, great. But if it's in the worst neighborhood in the country, people are not going to come. Or if it's in a dangerous place because of a virus that floats in the air, it's going to affect business. And you've worked in restaurants, you know that restaurants are barely in the black even when they're packed.
Yeah, and what I'm worried about too, and I understand that Texas is doing this, Tori, because they don't want big government. They want people to be able to make up their minds on their own, but it impacts people. So if someone doesn't want to wear a mask, it does impact the people around them. We know that this is the difference between life or death. 93% of Texans are not vaccinated. So I immediately think about high-risk individuals, teachers, our healthcare workers who are already overburdened. There's videos of them collapsing in sadness because they're sick and tired of having to call loved ones, since you're not allowed to go visit your loved ones who have COVID, and having to essentially hold up a phone for people to say goodbye to one another before they get ventilated. So you know how I feel about this, Tori. I think this boils down to saving lives, and I think it's way too soon, and there's going to be deaths, and blood is going to be on his, in my opinion. Go ahead, Tori.
No, Sam, I completely agree with you. I also understand fiscally conservative people want government out of their business, but this is a life or death situation. The stakes are too high. You need the state to come in, especially for the healthcare workers. Just think about the hospitals. They're doing great now in Texas, and they're going to go way skyrocket high. We just gave the healthcare workers a break, and now we're burdening them again. You didn't think about those constituents, Greg Abbott.
Yeah, and not only that, think about the biggest hubs for flying. is in Texas, right? You got Dallas, you got Houston. So it's going to affect past your borders. It's not like it's just going to stay in Texas. So let's remember that other people are going to be affected by it, not just Texans. We have 74% of you say it's too soon. I was going to read comments, but unfortunately the comment phone, hold on one second. Let me see again. It keeps dying on me. Oh, here we go. Okay. Command on YouTube says, hey, Texas, remember a few weeks ago when you screwed up cold weather? Let's not. Yeah, you have people that are just recovering right now from what happened in Texas in the weather. You have Carrie saying just because restrictions are taken off doesn't mean people can't still wear masks and be careful. Let's give them the free choice. That is the whole point behind this. And Jeannie says, I am from Texas and will continue to wear a mask. Well, thank you for writing in. We always love hearing from you. So big news about vaccines. President Biden announced there will be enough doses for everyone in America by the end of May. To Jeff's point, we are so close. Why can't we just hold off for another 60 days? Meantime, Dolly Parton got the first shot of the Moderna vaccine yesterday, which she helped develop with a $1 million donation. Did you know that? She also changed the lyrics to one of her iconic songs as part of the announcement. Enjoy.
Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. 'Cause once you're dead, then that's a bit too late.
She's right, Tori.
I love Dolly Parton so much. It's very interesting to get a taste of your own medicine, right? She spent $1 million on the Moderna vaccine, and then she gets it. And it's amazing to see someone have that in their lifetime. I also will say, I didn't know this about Dolly, but she wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene on the same day.
Wow.
And I always use that. If you're ever feeling down about yourself, just remember that about Dolly.
You could have punched that taste.
Feel worse.
That makes me feel worse that she accomplishes so much in such a short amount of time.
But she said taste of her own medicine. That was a really good joke, and she kind of just ran through it.
Well, that was the headline on most news announcements with Dolly.
Yeah.
I know. I was trying to set her up for that, Tim.
I really did.
We just did that. Me and Chris went over that. I was setting up a joke of my own.
Okay. Now to a story we wanted to get to yesterday, but we ran out of time. Amazon announced that it's changing the logo on its app again. So Amazon recently changed the logo to resemble one of its packages with the tape on top. But a lot of people took issue with it because they said it looks like Adolf Hitler's mustache. Now that I've said it, can you see it? So the company modified it again. The new logo shows the tape without the ridges with a corner folded up on the side. So what do you think? Did the logo look like Hitler's mustache, and was it smart for them to change it? What do you think, Al?
I didn't see that at all. What do they call that? A Rorschach test where they show you the crazy pictures?
Yeah.
And I just see that smile throws me off. It just seems like a guy that hit on your wife when you got up to go to the bathroom and then comes back like, hey, what's up, Jeff? Like it seems like that shady.
It's
a shady smirk. Like I just did something really shady. So that I didn't see the Hitler at all.
Do you think they should have changed it?
Listen, in today's day and age, what are you supposed to do? I didn't see it at all. I feel like if you did take those tests, like as a psychologist, the doctor would be like, you know what? If you saw Hitler, you're like, you got far left. You got far left disease. And I think the only antidote to that is 2 weeks you have to watch Fox News twice a week, and one of them has to be Tucker Carlson.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, God, no.
I see it. And if a lot of
That's the antidote.
But this is, the biggest company, arguably, in the world.
Yeah.
How did they miss this, considering that so many people did see it? And why not err on the side of caution?
Right, so it's a global brand, right? So you just don't want to take a chance of even remotely looking at all like Hitler in any way possible. So that's a big deal, right? And I'm Jewish. I saw the smile, and I'm not going to say I thought Hitler right away. I didn't. When I saw Michael Jordan in the Hanes commercial, I hope that's a picture's going up. That's when I saw the Hitler mustache. But this one, I didn't really. But I still think better to be safe than sorry.
I grew up in an Italian neighborhood, and sometimes the very Italian people would see Jesus in a fruit, and they would shut down their house and bring in a priest and have everyone pray to this piece of fruit that's rotting up on the counter. This is the exact same thing to me.
I didn't see
It's like, wow, you took it a little too far.
Would you go in there and look at the piece of fruit?
I would go in there and be like, I don't see Jesus, but I'm with you.
There you go. Err on the side of caution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like Amazon did.
There you go.
Exactly. Coming up on DBL, Meghan Markle is on the defensive. Why she's coming out against accusations that she was a bully in the palace. Plus, from Gabe to Gabby, a former WWE wrestler, reveals she's transgender and tells us why she's living her truth for the very first time. And women who have a sweet tooth for rich, usually older gentlemen. They're called sugar babies, and we'll tell you why Tiger Woods' ex-mistress is now standing up for them.
Closed captioning provided by
There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex.
My son was murdered at 17. He didn't get to graduate. The accused has graduated. You know, he will, if he chooses, he can go to college. He'll be able to rent or own his first home. I'll never have any of these things. And so he'll be young enough to come home and live the life my son should be living.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
Good.
Still in
People
Congress.
out there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's
Leave
going
Jeff
on.
alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year. Welcome back, DBL, to DBL.
What?
Okay, I
don't know what show
All right,
she's
give me a
on.
break, please. Check out all our coworkers at home during the pandemic. You guys are doing such a great job. Keep up the great work. So Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel, stop looking at me, Jeff.
You as well. You
Stop.
keep up.
Stop it right now. Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel, you could tell, is now the spokesperson for a dating site for sugar babies. Rachel, who had an affair with the golfer back in 2009, wants to destigmatize the notion of a sugar baby, which is a younger man or a woman who dates an older, wealthier person in exchange for gifts or money. So she recently signed a 6-figure deal to partner with the site seeking arrangement. Rachel says the site, which is for consenting adults, isn't about trading cash for sex. It's about being upfront about what you want from that relationship. According to the Daily Mail, Rachel has been active on seeking arrangement since November and claims she met her current boyfriend on the site. You know, a number of our viewers wrote up, is this a form of prostitution? What do we think about this? What is your opinion?
Oh, I think my opinion is a question. If a woman has a regular dating site like a Tinder account and it says my date must pay for dinner and my Uber there, my Uber back, and the movie, that's exchanging a gift? That's already saying up front, I want you to pay for this. So, like, is it just what we're asking you to pay for? Is it just, I mean, if Jeff, you show up on a first date with a gift, with a bracelet for somebody saying, I'm giving this to you, Is that, like, what are we considering prostitution? I feel like these are two adults that are looking for a situation. There's a website that links those two people.
Yeah, you're talking semantics, and you're very progressive, Al, right? I'm old school.
I like
this is prostitution, okay? This is prostitution in my eyes. I'm
Talk
just
to
going to
me.
put it straight out there. That's what it is. You're exchanging sex for money. That's all it is. You're dialing it up with the website and Cupid's arrow. I don't even know. That's not the right website. I just bashed some other but whatever it is. But you're cuting it up, right? And there's repercussions to that. If you're a mother who takes her clothes off for $150,000 a month, we did the other day, there's repercussions for that. My kids aren't going to come play at your house. If I know that you're exchanging sex for money, I'm not going to bring my kids over by your house. I don't want to be in a personal relationship with you outside of your job that you've... Yeah, go ahead, Tori. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to shoot it straight.
Thank you for giving your
I get
honest
it.
opinion.
I don't like honesty.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I think you're dead wrong, but I think it's great that you said that. No, here's why. I think prostitution is illegal for certain reasons, mostly because of safety, because of what's going on with the issues with the disease and the people that they can run it, like the pimps and all of that and blah, blah, blah. This takes all of that out of it and gives you basically a dating site where you... Well, no, I'm just saying it takes the idea of the street life out of it. No. I honestly think this is
so you're taking
safer,
the pimps. You're taking the pimps out, and Rachel Yucatel's now your pimp. Is that what you're saying?
No. I don't think anyone's the pimp. I think that these are two consenting legal adults doing something very clearly that isn't illegal. So I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Okay, I'm just trying to argue with you, Tori. You make some good
idea?
points.
What about Hooters? It's like you're going in there. You're not going in there for the wings. Okay, stop.
I heard they had good wings.
Yeah, they played in UFC fights, too.
They have great wings.
But, like, there's an arrangement there, too. If they're wearing overcoats and parkas, you're going to say, I want my money back. So that's an arrangement you're seeking. So I don't understand the big difference.
Al sounds like he went to jail and he's, like, explaining his situation.
Yeah.
What? You should let me go.
Just like me. What me? I was watching TV.
All right, we'll be right back.
This was...
Love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
Welcome back to DBL. Gabe Tuft, who went by Tyler Rex in the WWE ring, made headlines last month when news broke that she's now Gabby, a transgender woman. She's sharing her inspiring story in today's Chatting with the Stars. There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex. So what led you to go public with your transition, and what were some of your biggest fears about coming out as transgender?
What led me to come out is that I had just reached the point where I could no longer hide who I really was. I was very depressed still presenting male, and I'd come past that with my wife, Priscilla. She was such an amazing rock that helped hold the family together. She's been my supporter the whole time. So my biggest fears were rejection from family, rejection from friends, the basic societal beating that we get, that we're going to lose our business, our friends, our family, our finances. We're going to be alone. We might be out on the street. My wife would divorce me. My kid would never talk to me again. And so all those fears were just swimming around in my head and in my mind. And it's just so beat into us as we grow up that that's a real possibility. So I had to find a way to deal with that.
And you're right. Unfortunately, that is a very real reality with people struggling with their gender identity. And my heart breaks, not only for, every individual struggling with that, but our youth, right? I can't even imagine what they must be going through. I'm so happy to hear that your wife, Priscilla, was so supportive of your transition. How was transitioning impacted? How did it impact your marriage? What's it like for your wife now to be married to a woman now? Was there a transition for her as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was difficult at first. She was so accepting of it from the start, but basically she just said, look, I love you. That's never going to change. I love who you are inside, but we'll make this work and we will figure it out. So she has been a rock since day one. There've been some moments where she cries, I cry, because we're just not sure exactly how to handle the emotions. But in all honesty, she has been the strongest supporter. And yes, she is transitioning with this as well, just kind of like the way the rest of the world is.
Now that you're no longer Gabe, how do you view your past career?
The wrestling community has been fantastic. I have received an enormous amount of private messages, public comments, just current past wrestlers that are well known. They were always so good to me.
When did you first sense that you were actually female? Explain what that was like for you personally.
Yeah, so this was something that had been building my whole life, and I was wrestling with it for a very long time. Always kind of knew that I was interested in understanding what it was like to be a female, but it didn't really surface completely until about 3 years ago. So I'm in my 40s, I'm 42, so figure 39-ish, it started to surface to where I thought, okay, this can be something I can do inside. And I think this is what possibly a lot of transgender men and women go through. It starts in the house, in the privacy of your home, where you can experiment. And for me, I would borrow Priscilla's clothes and I would just kind of experiment, sometimes when she wasn't home. And then other times as we got more comfortable, she would help me. For those that don't have support, I would say experiment at home. Start there, look in the mirror, become comfortable with who you are.
Beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. Now let's have a little bit of fun. What do you find to be the most fun thing about becoming a woman?
Oh gosh, I like when I get my hair done.
Yes, me too. Oh, me too.
And then I was supposed to go to the gym. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go use this hair.
I love it. I love you so much. Thank you so much, Gabby, for joining us, for sharing your story, for being an advocate. You inspire me, and I'm sure you inspire so many people that are watching. I appreciate you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. Okay, so we have a number of comments in regard to sugar babies. Dina says seeking arrangement is more open and honest about what's going on. Gwen says if the man and woman both know what's going on, that gifts will be exchanged for company. What's the problem? And then Steve says this is the degradation of American society and family values.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on how you look at adult relationships. I just say consenting adults, as long as it's legal, I don't want to start judging, but I can see how people do. It's a moral call.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not mad at you for your opinion. Go ahead, be mad at me for mine. I don't care.
Yeah, and first of all, have we thought about Sugar Babies the candy?
Loved Sugar Babies.
I know,
the
like,
candy.
how did they let
So
this
good.
slide?
They are,
So
yeah,
good.
those were good. If you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up next. Was Meghan Markle a bully behind palace walls?
She
Some
bullied
former
me.
staff members are pointing the finger. Plus, was Eddie Murphy forced to put a white person in Coming to America for diversity? He's talking all about it. And also a big thank you to our coworkers still at home 1 year after the pandemic started. We appreciate you all. DBL is coming back right after this.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I am Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it. Hi, Tori. Buckingham Palace is launching an investigation into allegations that Meghan Markle bullied her staff in the UK. So the British paper, The Times, says a former staff member at Kensington Palace issued a bullying complaint against the Duchess back in 2018. Meghan also allegedly drove 2 personal assistants out of her household and would reduce staff to tears. Meghan issued a statement through a spokesman that said, quote, "The Duchess is saddened by this latest attack on her character, particularly as someone who has been the target of bullying herself and is deeply committed to supporting those who have experienced pain and trauma." This comes on the heels of Harry's candid talk on late night television here in the U.S. The couple is also sitting down with Oprah on Sunday for their really anticipated interview this weekend on CBS. What do you make of this, Jeff? Like, do you think these are people trying to get attention, or do you think that there's, you know, as we always say on the show, where there's smoke, there's fire? I mean, there's been a number of people that have come out with these allegations.
Yeah, and she didn't have the best reputation back in the UK, right? So I don't know if this is just people hating on her because she's trying to remove Harry from the monarchy, or if there is some smoke, you know, and fire, however that analogy goes. I'm catching the Sam.
You sound like me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the interview. I know it's going to be edited. I know they're going to want it the way they want. But sometimes you could pick out little things like, I kind of see where they're coming from. So
Right.
the interview is going to be interesting on
Well,
Sunday
we do have
for
a
me.
royal expert here. Our very own Tori.
That's right. I forgot.
Not you, Al. Our very own Tori traveled all the way across the pond to cover their wedding. So, Tori, and I know that you met with royal insiders.
Yes,
What
yes.
do you know?
Is the book coming out, Tori?
What's the word on the street, Tori?
It's coming out in June.
Okay, good.
I got you guys an advance copy.
Okay.
They're on your desks. I do want to tell you this. Just a few hours ago, the Duchess, or former Duchess, just came out as well and kind of upped her anger or defensive stance on this and says, look, I know a calculated smear campaign when I see one. So at this point, they're also saying, and it's no surprise they're doing this right before the Oprah interview. So now we're not just hearing smoke fire, we're hearing this was a literally calculated move by the monarchy to smear her reputation on purpose.
That's terrible.
So I don't know
That's
if that's
true.
smoke coming.
Whoa.
Right, and they did this to Diana. Remember, a lot of things Diana said, allegedly, what she said is the monarchy really tried to put her down and ruin her reputation after she divorced Charles.
Let me just put this out there real fast, Tori. I understand that and I agree with you. I don't know how much is true. But how come when like Andrew Cuomo comes out and sexual assault isn't the same as just being a bully? But when he comes out, everyone's like, let's look and dive into this, and we really have to get to the bottom of this. But when comments like this come out about Meghan Markle, we brush it under the rug and say,
great point.
This is just
he's the governor of New York.
This is
it's not a great comparison. It's just a
there is an
recent
investigation.
I see what you're saying.
No, this is really important. I'm so glad you brought this up. There is, literally just minutes ago, it was announced that the Buckingham Palace will launch their own independent investigation just to make sure. So to your point, Jeff, every single allegation, when you do have someone in a position of power, should be investigated.
What's going to be the end of that investigation? Like, she's a bully. We decided this is over. I think the only thing the only move they have, which is the one they're playing, is they came off really great in the court interview. They seemed personable. People were interested.
Yeah.
You and I, Jeff, who fall asleep when we cover them, we're interested. So they have all that momentum heading into this huge Oprah interview on a Sunday. There's no competition with football. Everyone's going to watch it. What do? Throw something out there. And that's what they're doing. And we're talking about it. There are people that are paid to understand the news cycle, and it works.
I love you, Al. Okay, so the new Coming to America movie comes out this Friday. I can't wait, on Amazon. But Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall have revealed that they were forced to cast a white person in the original film. Speaking on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the stars said back in 1988, the studio was opposed to the movie having an all-black cast. So that's how Louis Anderson's character, who was an employee at McDowell's, came to be. Watch.
Yeah, Paramount was like because the whole cast is black, and this was back in the the 80s. So it was like, we have to have a white person. We can't it has to be a white person in the movie. Like, what? And so it was, who's the funniest white guy around, right? And Louis, we knew him, was cool with him. And so that's how Louis got in the movie.
They gave me a list with 3 white guys, and they said, who would you rather work with?
Really?
To Louis.
Do you remember the other 2?
Oh, yeah, but I can't say.
You can't say, all right.
That's some good tea. Louis has since responded on Twitter writing, wait, what? It seems he wasn't in on the casting decision. You know Louis was just joking around, I would imagine. I love this. They're like, Louis cool, you're in. But what do you think about the fact, though, Al, that they weren't able to have an all-black cast?
Well, there really hadn't been very many. And a lot of this, obviously, there's a huge racial component, but there's also an idea of, will white America show up to see this movie if they don't see any white faces? And if you've invested in this movie and you're like, let's throw Louis Anderson in there, who I still know all his lines because I know all the lines from that movie. Yep. Now I'm watching lettuce. Pretty soon I'm going to be on fries.
Then he threw that in a Kanye song.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like, and Louis killed it. So, I mean, but I could definitely see this happening in 1989. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I don't even know about this. Coming to America is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm kind of curious when Harlem Nights came out. Was it before
Harlem Nights was 1990.
Because I would say that's an all-black cast as well. I don't even care about the all-black cast. That movie's hilarious.
The gangster was a white guy.
Okay. And you know what? Jake Steinfeld was in.
Oh my gosh, we're on a TV
He's the cab
show.
Jake Steinfeld was in Coming to America.
He was the
another white guy.
driver.
He was the cab driver.
Who dropped him off in Queens.
No, not Wade. This is interesting stuff.
They're in their own world.
You talk about Little Annie Orphan or whatever, and you.
Orphan Annie.
Yeah, or Effie with an E. And we're going to talk about it for 10 minutes.
Wow, but I don't go on a completely different tangent. Ignore Tori and I, and then you two are like in your own world.
I don't think you guys are big Coming to America fans.
I'm a huge Coming to America fan. I love Coming to America. What are you talking about?
Did you know
Give me one line. Give me one line.
Well, now that you put me on the spot.
Hey, well, that's what live TV is.
What's the name of the band that plays at the charity event?
Plays
at the charity event.
You don't know the band?
I don't remember the.
He stomps his feet.
I know he stomps his feet, but I didn't know. Geez.
Jeff, that is just
sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
I do know that.
You didn't remember that band name? That didn't stick out?
See, now who's interesting?
Point for the fellas.
Everybody.
Oh, look at us with mugs. Get your mug game up, Sam.
Okay. All right.
You got a paper cup over there like you're waiting for your muffler to be fixed.
What?
You look like you're in a waiting room.
My muffler to be fixed?
Yes, you look like you're in a waiting room.
Is that a euphemism?
Oh my God.
That
I'm just saying, you need a real mug, Sam.
Okay. All right.
Don't get mad at us.
More and more men are turning to makeup to help them look better on Zoom calls. According to the New York Post, some men are feeling a bit self-conscious about their appearance after being forced to look at themselves on Zoom calls. So they're turning to makeup. Drugstore chains like CVS are stocking their shelves with male makeup products, and Google searches for men's makeup looks also saw an 80% spike last year from 2019. Go ahead, Al.
I called this.
Oh, you predicted this?
I did. My buddy and I, Tone Bell, we do a podcast called Sufficient Funds where we talk to people about finance, and we are booking.
You have a finance podcast?
Yes, we are booking.
Did you know this?
We are booking Jure because a lot of people are makeup artists, because a lot of people are going to be doing interviews over Zoom, be doing work meetings over Zoom.
Smart.
And it's important to look your best, and men do not have a lot of experience with makeup. It's been a year, but I finally got my makeup together, and I think a lot of men will, after you see how you look on camera, every human being wants to look better. Who cares?
Right. I hate that men feel like they can't wear makeup, Tori. That's such a double standard.
Totally, but I don't watch the YouTube influencers. I'm too old. But let's not forget to give credit to like a lot of male influencers who wear makeup and do beauty tutorials, and they have really opened the door to a lot of men also being more open and interested and fluid in the makeup realm. So I think they deserve some credit too.
Now, you two wear makeup obviously on television. Would you ever consider wearing makeup outside of the studio?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I go home and I have to do something with my wife, like take a picture. I just leave it on.
Good.
And if it's a Friday night, I accidentally forget to take it off because I look way better.
I used to do that all the time in LA. I just leave this. They'd be like, "Do you want to wipe your makeup off?" I'm like, no, I would go straight out. And that's as good as you can look.
Did anybody ever comment? Did you ever have a woman?
Okay, go ahead, comment that I have makeup on.
It doesn't.
I mean, you play the role, and I just
I'll
have
play the
makeup
role.
on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, do you have foundation on?
Oh yeah, I'm on a TV show. What do you do?
Oh, I
Beat it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We've sold body wash to men, Jeff. We've sold loofah sponges to men.
Did? Who are you
Axe
talking
body
about?
spray, Old Spice.
Who are you talking about?
I'm saying men used to use like soap and a rag, and now everybody uses body wash because they put it in a black container, made it look tough, and now guys use
Soap
body
on a
wash.
rag?
Yeah, but guys used to be Irish Spring and just, oh, this is terrible. Now I got a whole little setup in the shower.
That was the
like
best
smelling
segment
good.
we've
What
done
are
all
you
year.
talking about?
I'm saying guys have stepped up their regimen. We want to smell good too.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, women's shoes are way better than men's.
Yes,
Yes.
they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Yes. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
Welcome back to DBL. JJ Clava was a rising high school football star who was murdered 5 years ago. Now the man behind bars for the crime could be walking free soon. But how? We have an update in True Crime Chronicles.
JJ Clavo was 17 years old. He thrived on family, friends, and football. Outside of the classroom, you'd find him on the football field, playing for Grant Union High School. It was November 13th, 2015. It started off as a normal day.
My son was headed to play in a CIF football game.
JJ was driving his teammates. They were stopped at a busy intersection in broad daylight when someone came charging at them. A teen approached the car, began firing, and unloaded his gun.
We begin tonight with some breaking and very sad news. 2 Grant Union High School football players have been shot, and one of those players is dead.
JJ was hit in the chest and neck and left to die in front of his teammates. Malik Johnson, who was sitting in the passenger seat, was hit in the arm but survived.
That was my baby. That was my 17-year-old. That was my only son.
Months went by without an arrest.
3 months is really relatively a short time in some cases. It's a long time in my world. I would have never imagined being in this place, but I never imagined having the support.
Then, finally, a break in the case. The day after the shooting, a teen was taken into custody. A weapon was found in his car during a traffic stop. But it wasn't until months later police realized that gun matched the shooting. 15-year-old Kemonte Lindsay was arrested for JJ's murder. Police later learned Kemonte had gang affiliations and was actually targeting Malik, the passenger in JJ's car. The two had gang ties, but JJ was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I have to stand strong. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my son.
Nicole Clavo was pushing to try her son's killer as an adult, but because Kemonte was only 15, his mother pleaded for a juvenile sentence. 4 years later, Kemonte was found guilty in court and charged of first-degree murder. He was sentenced as a juvenile, which means in just a few short years, he'll be released back into the world.
Earlier, Tori and Al spoke with JJ's mother about her journey for justice. Take a look.
We're joined now by Dr. Nicole Clavo. This is JJ's mother. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I can't even imagine. It's been 5 years since you lost JJ. What have these past few years been like for you?
Ups and downs, of course. You know, it's every day is a new day. You know, we live as mothers who've lost our children. We live 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day at a time. And so every day is a new day.
Oh,
God. JJ's killer was convicted as a juvenile instead of an adult. And so that means that he can just walk in a few years. Because of that, is there still justice in your eyes? And is that justice? Because I don't know about that.
I don't believe that as victims we ever receive justice, because nothing will ever bring our child back. For me, would there have been some satisfaction had he been charged as an adult? Sure.
You continue to honor JJ's legacy and so many others by working with the city's Office of Violence Prevention. Tell me why this is so important to you.
Well, after my son was murdered, one, I believe that as victims, as we are called, we have a choice to either be survivors or victims. I chose to be a survivor, and so I made that decision immediately after my son was murdered. I think it's a choice that we have to make, and I think we have to make it for our own survival. And so with that work, I had such an outpouring amount of support from within the city, as well as surrounding cities, statewide, some national support, that I felt I had to be able to provide that support back to families who were experiencing or would experience the trauma that I had experienced.
Unfortunately, this is a question that I've asked before because I just keep wanting to know how you've managed to not only turn this, I can't even call it a negative, this catastrophic life moment into something where you're working towards positivity. What do you tell yourself every day to make sure that you have you're going to give yourself enough strength to get through just that 24 hours?
Well, we're a happy family. We've always been a happy family, very close-knit. And so I have a daughter who was the oldest sibling. And so oftentimes the siblings get left behind. No one truly asks, how are the siblings doing? They always, are you taking care of your mom? How's your mom doing? But they're never asked, how are they doing? And a lot of times, especially in instances like my daughter, she's 6 years older than my son. And so she was like a second parent. And then I also believe that the murderer took my son. I can't allow him to take me from me and my family while I still have to walk amongst the living. Wow. And so while I still have to put 1 foot forward every day, it's easy to lay in the bed and, put the covers over my head and never get up. That's easy. It is a job, it's a chore, it's a challenge to get up every morning and push forward. That's a challenge.
Not all heroes wear capes. A lot of them are moms. And I just want to wish you the very best. And I wish I could have met JJ. He sounds like an incredible child. And please say hi to your other children. You have really centered your life around that family, and it's the best thing that can happen to them. You can also listen to a brand new episode, podcast episode about JJ's story. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Dr. Clavo, thank you so much for being here and for giving your support and for being a map for some other parents who are going through similar situations. Thanks again. We'll be right back.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. So many people have been posting their COVID vaccine selfies on social media, but you should think twice about it. By posting your vaccine card online, you're giving scammers access to your personal information, like your full name and your birth date. Using only those two pieces of information, scammers can figure out your social security number, open accounts in your name, claim your tax refund, and more. 1 in 4 people have experienced identity theft. So if your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. From social media to your social security number, LifeLock has you covered. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. You went through this, Al.
Yeah.
Not because of your vaccine card, because you have yet to be vaccinated, but you had someone steal your identity.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times, and you know, when you start putting things online, in this day and age, you have to think about risk over reward. And like anything personal, you just have to know that there are going to be people out there that are going to try and get your information. So be safe.
LifeLock it. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Tomorrow on DBL, UFOs, Area 51, the infamous Roswell incident. Is there an alien cover-up? Two experts weigh in.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium.
We're uncovering the truth in the Jeff Files. And the songwriter behind some of pop's biggest hits, from Christina Aguilera to Pink, joins us live. We're talking to Linda Perry right here on DBL.
Wow, Jeff, sweet.
I forgot we still had that. I'm tuning in.
That was a cool promo.
Okay.
Sam's hating.
All right, so we got Trixie talking. Oh, I totally glazed over when Al and Jeff started taking a trip down memory lane.
Good job.
Alyssa says it's Little Orphan Annie, Jeff. No, it's Anne with an E.
Combine them.
It's.
Thank you, Alyssa. They've never even seen it.
They're gonna come for you, Jeff.
DBL's
I know. Sorry, I love
See you tomorrow, same time.
today on Daily Blast Live.
Texas and Mississippi open back up 100% with no rules, despite CDC warnings. DBL Nation, is it smart to reopen or is it too soon? In today's True Crime Chronicles, the case of a rising football star who was murdered.
That was my baby. That was my only son.
How could the man convicted in the crime be walking free so soon? Tiger Woods' ex-mistress, Rachel Yucatel, wants to destigmatize sugar baby dating. Do you think it's okay to exchange money for companionship? Or is it really just prostitution? And from Gabe to Gabby, a former WWE wrestler comes out as transgender, living her truth for the first time.
I had just reached the point where I could no longer hide who I really was.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, March 3rd. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it because a lot of you are wondering, is it time for America to reopen and lift COVID restrictions? Well, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced yesterday at a press conference that his state is open 100%. He is dropping the mask mandate and said businesses can reopen at full capacity in just a matter of days. And it's not just Texas. Mississippi is also ending its restrictions and mask mandate. But some experts, including the dean of Brown University's School of Public Health, say it is too early. Your alma mater there, Al.
Brown.
Yep, here's what he said on GMA.
We're so close to the finish line here in terms of vaccinating high-risk people that I wish Texas, Mississippi, other states would just hold off another little bit. We're not talking about many more months, but certainly waiting until all high-risk people are vaccinated would be a really important thing. And so I was disappointed to see those decisions.
So DBL Nation, you know we love to hear from you. We want to know, is it time for America to reopen or is it too soon? Give us your opinion. Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Jeff, do you think this is too soon?
In my mind, it is. I'm not a doctor. This is my personal opinion. We're so close. We've abided by this for over a year now, right? We're committed. I'm in. I like to commit to things and go all in. We're so close to getting our vaccines. Just finish up strong. But listen, I understand why they want to reopen. They want the economy. They want small businesses. They want restaurants. They want all these things that were closed down. Kind of questionable reasons to reopen, and they want their economy back. So I get the understanding behind it. My personal feeling is just hang on.
Right. And Jeff, what you're saying, you're talking about the economy, which everybody is for. Small business owner, small business owner. I sell books. But you have to remember the economy is only as strong as how comfortable your customers feel. So if you own a restaurant and you're open, great. But if it's in the worst neighborhood in the country, people are not going to come. Or if it's in a dangerous place because of a virus that floats in the air, it's going to affect business. And you've worked in restaurants, you know that restaurants are barely in the black even when they're packed.
Yeah, and what I'm worried about too, and I understand that Texas is doing this, Tori, because they don't want big government. They want people to be able to make up their minds on their own, but it impacts people. So if someone doesn't want to wear a mask, it does impact the people around them. We know that this is the difference between life or death. 93% of Texans are not vaccinated. So I immediately think about high-risk individuals, teachers, our healthcare workers who are already overburdened. There's videos of them collapsing in sadness because they're sick and tired of having to call loved ones, since you're not allowed to go visit your loved ones who have COVID, and having to essentially hold up a phone for people to say goodbye to one another before they get ventilated. So you know how I feel about this, Tori. I think this boils down to saving lives, and I think it's way too soon, and there's going to be deaths, and blood is going to be on his, in my opinion. Go ahead, Tori.
No, Sam, I completely agree with you. I also understand fiscally conservative people want government out of their business, but this is a life or death situation. The stakes are too high. You need the state to come in, especially for the healthcare workers. Just think about the hospitals. They're doing great now in Texas, and they're going to go way skyrocket high. We just gave the healthcare workers a break, and now we're burdening them again. You didn't think about those constituents, Greg Abbott.
Yeah, and not only that, think about the biggest hubs for flying. is in Texas, right? You got Dallas, you got Houston. So it's going to affect past your borders. It's not like it's just going to stay in Texas. So let's remember that other people are going to be affected by it, not just Texans. We have 74% of you say it's too soon. I was going to read comments, but unfortunately the comment phone, hold on one second. Let me see again. It keeps dying on me. Oh, here we go. Okay. Command on YouTube says, hey, Texas, remember a few weeks ago when you screwed up cold weather? Let's not. Yeah, you have people that are just recovering right now from what happened in Texas and the weather. You have Carrie saying just because restrictions are taken off doesn't mean people can't still wear masks and be careful. Let's give them the free choice. That is the whole point behind this. And Jeannie says, I am from Texas and will continue to wear a mask. Well, thank you for writing in. We always love hearing from you. So big news about vaccines. President Biden announced there will be enough doses for everyone in America by the end of May. To Jeff's point, we are so close. Why can't we just hold off for another 60 days? Meantime, Dolly Parton got the first shot of the Moderna vaccine yesterday, which she helped develop with a $1 million donation. Did you know that? She also changed the lyrics to one of her iconic songs as part of the announcement. Enjoy.
Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. 'Cause once you're dead, then that's a bit too late.
She's right, Tori.
I love Dolly Parton so much. It's very interesting to get a taste of your own medicine, right? She spent $1 million on the Moderna vaccine, and then she gets it. And it's amazing to see someone have that in their lifetime. I also will say, I didn't know this about Dolly, but she wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene on the same day.
Wow.
And I always use that. If you're ever feeling down about yourself, just remember that about Dolly.
You could have punched that
me
taste.
feel worse.
That makes me feel worse that she accomplishes so much in such a short amount of time.
But she said taste of her own medicine. That was a really good joke, and she kind of just ran through it.
Well, that was the headline on most news announcements with Dolly.
Yeah.
I know. I was trying to set her up for that, Tim.
I really did.
We just did that. Me and Chris went over that. I was setting up a joke of my own.
Okay. Now to a story we wanted to get to yesterday, but we ran out of time. Amazon announced that it's changing the logo on its app again. So Amazon recently changed the logo to resemble one of its packages with the tape on top. But a lot of people took issue with it because they said it looks like Adolf Hitler's mustache. Now that I've said it, can you see it? So the company modified it again. The new logo shows the tape without the ridges with a corner folded up on the side. So what do you think? Did the logo look like Hitler's mustache, and was it smart for them to change it? What do you think, Al?
I didn't see that at all. What do they call that? A Rorschach test where they show you the crazy pictures?
Yeah.
And I just see that smile throws me off. It just seems like a guy that hit on your wife when you got up to go to the bathroom and then comes back like, hey, what's up, Jeff? It seems like that shady.
It's
a shady smirk. I just did something really shady. So I didn't see the Hitler at all.
Do you think they should have changed it?
Listen, in today's day and age, what are you supposed to do? I didn't see it at all. I feel like if you did take those tests, as a psychologist, the doctor would be like, you know what? If you saw Hitler, you're like, you got far left. You got far left disease. And I think the only antidote to that is 2 weeks you have to watch Fox News twice a week, and one of them has to be Tucker Carlson.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, God, no.
See it. And if a lot of
That's the antidote.
But this is, the biggest company, arguably, in the world.
Yeah.
How did they miss this, considering that so many people did see it? And why not err on the side of caution?
Right, so it's a global brand, right? So you just don't want to take a chance of even remotely looking at all like Hitler in any way possible. So that's a big deal, right? And I'm Jewish. I saw the smile, and I'm not going to say I thought Hitler right away. I didn't. When I saw Michael Jordan in the Hanes commercial, I hope that's a picture's going up. That's when I saw the Hitler mustache. But this one, I didn't really. But I still think better to be safe than sorry.
I grew up in an Italian neighborhood, and sometimes the very Italian people would see Jesus in a fruit, and they would shut down their house and bring in a priest and have everyone pray to this piece of fruit that's rotting up on the counter. This is the exact same thing to me.
I didn't see
It's like, wow, you took it a little too far.
Would you go in there and look at the piece of fruit?
I would go in there and be like, I don't see Jesus, but I'm with you.
There you go. Err on the side of caution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like Amazon did.
There you go.
Exactly. Coming up on DBL, Meghan Markle is on the defensive. Why she's coming out against accusations that she was a bully in the palace. Plus, from Gabe To Gabby, a former WWE wrestler reveals she's transgender and tells us why she's living her truth for the very first time. And women who have a sweet tooth for rich, usually older gentlemen. They're called sugar babies, and we'll tell you why Tiger Woods' ex-mistress is now standing up for them.
Closed captioning provided by
There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex.
My son was murdered at 17. He didn't get to graduate. The accused has graduated. You know, he will, if he chooses, he can go to college. He'll be able to rent or own his first home. I'll never have any of these things. And so he'll be young enough to come home and live the life my son should be living.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
Good.
Still in
People out
Congress.
there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's
Leave
going
Jeff
on.
alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back, DBL, to DBL.
What?
Okay, I
don't know what show
All right,
she's
give me a
on.
break, please. Check out all our coworkers at home during the pandemic. You guys are doing such a great job. Keep up the great work. So Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel, stop looking at me, Jeff.
You as well. You
Stop.
keep up.
Stop it right now. Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel Yucatel, is now the spokesperson for a dating site for sugar babies. Rachel, who had an affair with the golfer back in 2009, wants to destigmatize the notion of a sugar baby, which is a younger man or a woman who dates an older, wealthier person in exchange for gifts or money. So she recently signed a 6-figure deal to partner with the site seeking arrangement. Rachel says the site, which is for consenting adults, isn't about trading cash for sex. It's about being upfront about what you want from that relationship. According to the Daily Mail, Rachel has been active on seeking arrangement since November and claims she met her current boyfriend on the site. You know, a number of our viewers wrote up, is this a form of prostitution? What do we think about this? What is your opinion?
I think my opinion is a question. If a woman has a regular dating site like a Tinder account and it says my date must pay for dinner and my Uber there, my Uber back, and the movie, that's exchanging a gift? That's already saying up front, I want you to pay for this. So, like, is it just what we're asking you to pay for? Is it just, I mean, if Jeff, you show up on a first date with a gift, with a bracelet for somebody saying, I'm giving this to you, is that, like, what are we considering prostitution? I feel like these are two adults that are looking for a situation. There's a website that links those two people.
Yeah, you're talking semantics, and you're very progressive, Al, right? I'm old school.
I like
this is prostitution, okay? This is prostitution in my eyes. I'm just going to put it straight out there. That's what it is. You're exchanging sex for money. That's all it is. You're dialing it up with the website and Cupid's arrow. I don't even know. That's not the right website. I just bashed the other one. But whatever it is. But you're cuting it up, right? And there's repercussions to that. If you're a mother who takes her clothes off for $150,000 a month, we did the other day, there's repercussions for that. My kids aren't going to come play at your house. If I know that you're exchanging sex for money, I'm not going to bring my kids over by your house. I don't want to be in a personal relationship with you outside of your job that you've... Yeah, go ahead, Tori. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to shoot it straight.
Thank you for giving your honest opinion.
I don't like honesty.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I think you're dead wrong, but I think it's great that you said that. No, here's why. I think prostitution is illegal for certain reasons, mostly because of safety, because of what's going on with the issues with the disease and the people that they can run it, like the pimps and all of that and blah, blah, blah. This takes all of that out of it and gives you basically a dating site where you... Well, no, I'm just saying it takes the idea of the street life out of it. No. I honestly think this is
so you're taking the pimps out, and Rachel Yucatel's now your pimp. Is that what you're saying?
No. I don't think anyone's the pimp. I think that these are two consenting legal adults doing something very clearly that isn't illegal, so I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Okay, I'm just trying to argue with you, Tori. You make some good points.
What about Hooters? It's like you're going in there. You're not going in there for the wings. Okay, stop.
I heard they had good wings.
Yeah, they played at UFC fights, too.
They have great wings.
But, like, there's an arrangement there, too. If they're wearing overcoats and parkas, you're going to say, I want my money back. So that's an arrangement you're seeking. So I don't understand the big difference.
Al sounds like he went to jail and he's, like, explaining his situation.
Yeah.
What? You should let me go.
Just like me. What me? I'm watching TV.
All right, we'll be right back.
This was when...
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
Welcome back to DBL. Gabe Tuft, who went by Tyler Rex in the WWE ring, made headlines last month when news broke that she's now Gabby, a transgender woman. She's sharing her inspiring story in today's Chatting with the Stars. There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex. So what led you to go public with your transition, and what were some of your biggest fears about coming out as transgender?
What led me to come out is that I had just reached the point where I could no longer hide who I really was. I was very depressed, still presenting male, and I'd come past that with my wife Priscilla. She was such an amazing rock that helped hold the family together. She's been my supporter the whole time. So my biggest fears were rejection from family, rejection from friends, the basic societal beating that we get, that we're going to lose our business, our friends, our family, our finances. We're going to be alone. We might be out on the street. My wife would divorce me. My kid would never talk to me again. And so all those fears were just swimming around in my head and in my mind. And it's just so beat into us as we grow up that that's a real possibility. So I had to find a way to deal with that.
And you're right. Unfortunately, that is a very real reality with people struggling with their gender identity, and my heart breaks not only for every individual struggling with that, but our youth, right? I can't even imagine what they must be going through. I'm so happy to hear that your wife Priscilla was so supportive of your transition. How was transitioning impacted? How did it impact your marriage? What's it like for your wife now to be married to a woman now? Was there a transition for her as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was difficult at first. She was so accepting of it from the start, but basically she just said, look, I love you. That's never going to change. I love who you are inside, but we'll make this work and we will figure it out. So she has been a rock since day one. There have been some moments where she cries, I cry, because we're just not sure exactly how to handle the emotions. But in all honesty, she has been the strongest supporter. And yes, she is transitioning with this as well, just kind of like the way the rest of the world is.
Now that you're no longer Gabe, how do you view your past career?
The wrestling community has been fantastic. I have received an enormous amount of private messages, public comments, just current past wrestlers that are well known. They were always so good to me.
When did you first sense that you were actually female? Explain what that was like for you personally.
Yeah, so this was something that had been building my whole life, and I was wrestling with it for a very long time. Always kind of knew that I was interested in understanding what it was like to be a female, but it didn't really surface completely until about 3 years ago. So I'm in my 40s, I'm 42, so figure 39-ish, it started to surface to where I thought, okay, this can be something I can do inside. And I think this is what possibly a lot of transgender men and women go through. It starts in the house, in the privacy of your home, where you can experiment. And for me, I would borrow Priscilla's clothes and I would just kind of experiment, sometimes when she wasn't home. And then other times as we got more comfortable, she would help me. For those that don't have support, I would say experiment at home. Start there, look in the mirror, become comfortable with who you are.
Beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. Now let's have a little bit of fun. What do you find to be the most fun thing about becoming a woman?
Oh gosh, I like when I get my hair done.
Yes, me too. Oh, me too.
And then I was supposed to go to the gym. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go use this hair.
I love it. I love you so much. Thank you so much, Gabby, for joining us, for sharing your story, for being an advocate. You inspire me, and I'm sure you inspire so many people that are watching. I appreciate you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. Okay, so we have a number of comments in regard to sugar babies. Dina says seeking arrangement is more open and honest about what's going on. Gwen says if the man and woman both know what's going on, that gifts will be exchanged for company. What's the problem? And then Steve says this is the degradation of American society and family values.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on how you look at adult relationships. I just say consenting adults, as long as it's legal. I don't want to start judging, but I can see how people do. It's a moral call.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not mad at you for your opinion. Go ahead, be mad at me for mine. I don't care.
Yeah, and first of all, have we thought about sugar babies, the candy?
Loved sugar babies.
I know, like, how did they let this slide?
They are, those were good. If you're leaving us, you can catch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up next. Was Meghan Markle a bully behind palace walls? Some former staff members are pointing the finger. Plus, was Eddie Murphy forced to put a white person in Coming to America for diversity? He's talking all about it. And also a big thank you to our co-workers still at home 1 year after the pandemic started. We appreciate you all. DBL is coming back right after this.
Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I am Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. All right, let's get right to it. Hi, Tori. Buckingham Palace is launching an investigation into allegations that Meghan Markle bullied her staff in the UK. So the British paper, The Times, says a former staff member at Kensington Palace issued a bullying complaint against the Duchess back in 2018. Meghan also allegedly drove 2 personal assistants out of her household and would reduce staff to tears. Meghan issued a statement through a spokesman that said, quote, "The Duchess is saddened by this latest attack on her character, particularly as someone who has been the target of bullying herself and is deeply committed to supporting those who have experienced pain and trauma." This comes on the heels of Harry's candid talk on late night television here in the U.S. The couple is also sitting down with Oprah on Sunday for their really anticipated interview this weekend on CBS. What do you make of this, Jeff? Like, do you think these are people trying to get attention, or do you think that there's, you know, as we always say on the show, where there's smoke, there's fire? I mean, there's been a number of people that have come out with these allegations.
Yeah, and she didn't have the best reputation back in the UK, right? So I don't know if this is just people hating on her because she's trying to remove Harry from the monarchy, or if there is some smoke, you know, and fire, however that analogy goes. I'm catching the Sam.
You sound like me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the interview. I know it's going to be edited. I know they're going to want it the way they want. But sometimes you could pick out little things like, I kind of see where they're coming from. So
Right.
the interview is going to be interesting on
Well,
Sunday
we do have
for
a
me.
royal expert here. Our very own Tori.
That's right. I forgot.
Not you, Al. Our very own Tori traveled all the way across the pond to cover their wedding. So, Tori, and I know that you met with royal insiders.
Yes,
What do you know?
Is the book coming out, Tori?
What's the word on the street, Tori?
It's coming out in June.
Okay, good.
I got you guys an advance copy.
Okay.
They're on your desks. I do want to tell you this. Just a few hours ago, the Duchess, or former Duchess, just came out as well and kind of upped her anger or defensive stance on this and says, look, I know a calculated smear campaign when I see one. So at this point, they're also saying, and it's no surprise they're doing this right before the Oprah interview. So now we're not just hearing smoke fire, we're hearing this was a literally calculated move by the monarchy to smear her reputation on purpose.
That's terrible.
So I don't know
That's
if that's
true.
smoke coming.
Whoa.
Right, and they did this to Diana. Remember, a lot of things Diana said, allegedly, what she said is the monarchy really tried to put her down and ruin her reputation after she divorced Charles.
Let me just put this out there real fast, Tori. I understand that and I agree with you. I don't know how much is true. But how come when like Andrew Cuomo comes out and sexual assault isn't the same as just being a bully? But when he comes out, everyone's like, let's look and dive into this, and we really have to get to the bottom of this. But when comments like this come out about Meghan Markle, we brush it under the rug and say,
great point.
This is just
he's the governor of New York.
This is
but it's not a great comparison. It's just a
There is an
recent-
see what you're saying.
No, this is really important. I'm so glad you brought this up. There is, literally just minutes ago, it was announced that the Buckingham Palace will launch their own independent investigation just to make sure. So to your point, Jeff, every single allegation, when you do have someone in a position of power, should be investigated.
What's going to be the end of that investigation? Like, she's a bully. We decided this is over. I think the only thing the only move they have, which is the one they're playing, is they came off really great in the court interview. They seemed personable. People were interested.
Yeah.
You and I, Jeff, who fall asleep when we cover them, we're interested. So they have all that momentum heading into this huge Oprah interview on a Sunday. There's no competition with football. Everyone's going to watch it. What do? throw something out there. And that's what they're doing. And we're talking about it. There are people that are paid to understand the news cycle, and it works.
I love you, Al. Okay, so the new Coming to America movie comes out this Friday. I can't wait, on Amazon. But Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall have revealed that they were forced to cast a white person in the original film. Speaking on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the stars said back in 1988, the studio was opposed to the movie having an all-black cast. So that's how Louis Anderson's character, who was an employee at McDowell's, came to be. Watch.
Yeah, Paramount was like, because the whole cast is black, and this was back in the, the 80s. So it was like, we have to have a white person. We can't it has to be a white person in the movie. Like, what? And so it was, who's the funniest white guy around, right? And Louis, we knew him, was cool with him. And so that's how Louis got in the movie.
They gave me a list with 3 white guys, and they said, who would you rather work with?
Really?
To Louis.
Do you remember the other 2?
Oh, yeah, but I can't say.
You can't say, all right.
That's some good tea. Louis has since responded on Twitter writing, wait, what? It seems he wasn't in on the casting decision. You know Louis was just joking around, I would imagine. I love this. They're like, Louis cool, you're in. But what do you think about the fact, though, Al, that they weren't able to have an all-black cast?
Well, there really hadn't been very many. And a lot of this, obviously, there's a huge racial component, but there's also an idea of, will white America show up to see this movie if they don't see any white faces? And if you've invested in this movie and you're like, let's throw Louis Anderson in there, who I still know all his lines because I know all the lines from that movie. Yep. Now I'm washing lettuce. Pretty soon I'm going to be on fries. Like,
then he threw that in a Kanye song.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like, and Louis killed it. So, I mean, but I could definitely see this happening in 1989. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I don't even know about this. Coming to America is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm kind of curious when Harlem Nights came out. Was it before
Harlem Nights was 1990.
Because I would say that's an all-black cast as well. I don't even care about the all-black cast. The movie's hilarious.
The gangster was a white guy.
Okay. And you know what? Jake Steinfeld was in.
Oh my gosh, we're on a TV
He's the cab
show.
Jake Steinfeld was in Coming to America.
He was the cab driver.
He was the cab driver.
Who dropped him off in Queens.
No, not Wade. This is interesting stuff.
They're in their own world.
You talk about Little Annie Orphan or whatever, and you
Orphan Annie.
Yeah, or Effie with an E. And we're gonna talk about it for 10 minutes.
Wow, but I don't go on a completely different tangent. Ignore Tori and I, and then you two are like in your own world.
I don't think you guys are big Coming to America fans.
I'm a huge Coming to America fan. I love Coming to America. What are you talking about?
Did you know
Give me one line. Give me one line.
Now that you put me on the spot.
Hey, well, that's what live TV is.
What's the name of the band that plays at the charity event?
Plays
at the charity event.
You don't know the band?
I don't remember the.
He stomps his feet.
I know he stomps his feet, but I didn't know. Geez.
Jeff, that is just
sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
I do know that.
You didn't remember that band name that didn't stick out?
See, now who's interesting?
Point for the fellas.
Everybody.
Oh, look at us with mugs. Get your mug game up, Sam.
Okay. All right.
You got a paper cup over there like you're waiting for your muffler to be fixed.
What?
You look like you're in a waiting room.
My muffler to be fixed?
Yes, you look like you're in a waiting room.
Is that a euphemism?
Oh my God. No,
that
I'm just saying you need a real mug, Sam.
Okay. All right.
Don't get mad at us.
More and more men are turning to makeup to help them look better on Zoom calls. According to the New York Post, some men are feeling a bit self-conscious about their appearance after being forced to look at themselves on Zoom calls. So they're turning to makeup. Drugstore chains like CVS are stocking their shelves with male makeup products, and Google searches for men's makeup looks also saw an 80% spike last year from 2019. Go ahead, Al.
I called this.
Oh, you predicted this?
I did. My buddy and I, Tone Bell, we do a podcast called Sufficient Funds where we talk to people about finance, and we are booking.
You have a finance podcast?
Yes, we are booking.
Did you know this?
We are booking Jure because a lot of people are makeup artists, because a lot of people are going to be doing interviews over Zoom, be doing work meetings over Zoom.
Smart.
And it's important to look your best, and men do not have a lot of experience with makeup. It's been a year, but I finally got my makeup together, and I think a lot of men will, after you see how you look on camera, every human being wants to look better. Who cares?
Right. I hate that men feel like they can't wear makeup, Tori. That's such a double standard.
Totally, and I don't watch the YouTube influencers. I'm too old. But let's not forget to give credit to like a lot of male influencers who wear makeup and do beauty tutorials, and they have really opened the door to a lot of men also being more open and interested and fluid in the makeup realm. So I think they deserve some credit too.
Now, you two wear makeup obviously on television. Would you ever consider wearing makeup outside of the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I go home and I have to do something with my wife, like take a picture. I just leave it on.
Good.
And if it's a Friday night, I accidentally forget to take it off because you look way better.
I used to do that all the time in LA. I just leave this. They'd be like, "Do you want to wipe your makeup off?" I'm like, no, I would go straight out. And that's as good as you can look.
Did anybody ever comment? Did you ever have a woman?
Okay, go ahead, comment that I have makeup on.
It doesn't.
I mean, you play the role, and I just
I'll
have
play the
makeup
role.
on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, do you have foundation on?
Oh yeah, I'm on a TV show. What do you do?
Oh, I
Beat it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We've sold body wash to men, Jeff. We've sold loofah sponges
Who
to men.
did? Who are you
Axe
talking
body
about?
spray, Old Spice.
Who are you talking about?
I'm saying men used to use like soap and a rag, and now everybody uses body wash because they put it in a black container, made it look tough, and now guys use
Soap
body
on a
wash.
rag?
Yeah, but guys used to be Irish Spring and just, oh, this is terrible. Now I got a whole little setup in the shower.
That was the
like
best
smelling
segment
good.
we've
What
done
are
all
you
year.
talking about?
I'm saying guys have stepped up their regimen. We want to smell good too.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, women's shoes are way better than men's.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
My son was murdered at 17. He didn't get to graduate. The accused has graduated. You know, he will, if he chooses, he can go to college. He'll be able to rent or own his first home. I'll never have any of these things. And so he'll be young enough to come home and live the life my son should be living.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
Good.
Still in
People out
Congress.
there watching who are appalled.
But you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's
Leave
going
Jeff
on.
alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. JJ Clava was a rising high school football star who was murdered 5 years ago. Now the man behind bars for the crime could be walking free soon. But how? We have an update in True Crime Chronicles.
JJ Clavo was 17 years old. He thrived on family, friends, and football. Outside of the classroom, you'd find him on the football field, playing for Grant Union High School. It was November 13th, 2015. It started off as a normal day.
My son was headed to play in a CIF football game.
JJ was driving his teammates. They were stopped at a busy intersection in broad daylight when someone came charging at them. A teen approached the car, began firing, and unloaded his gun.
We begin tonight with some breaking and very sad news. 2 Grant Union High School football players have been shot, and one of those players is dead.
JJ was hit in the chest and neck and left to die in front of his teammates. Malik Johnson, who was sitting in the passenger seat, was hit in the arm but survived.
That was my baby. That was my 17-year-old. That was my only son.
Months went by without an arrest.
3 months is really relatively a short time in some cases. It's a long time in my world. I would have never imagined being in this place, but I never imagined having the support.
Then, finally, a break in the case. The day after the shooting, a teen was taken into custody. A weapon was found in his car during a traffic stop, but it wasn't until months later police realized that gun matched the shooting. 15-year-old Kemonte Lindsay was arrested for JJ's murder. Police later learned Kemonte had gang affiliations and was actually targeting Malik, the passenger in JJ's car. The two had gang ties, but JJ was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I have to stand strong. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my son.
Nicole Clavo was pushing to try her son's killer as an adult, but because Kemonte was only 15, his mother pleaded for a juvenile sentence. 4 years later, Kemonte was found guilty in court and charged of first-degree murder. He was sentenced as a juvenile, which means in just a few short years, he'll be released back into the world.
Earlier, Tori and Al spoke with JJ's mother about her journey for justice. Take a look.
We're joined now by Dr. Nicole Clavo. This is JJ's mother. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I can't even imagine. It's been 5 years since you lost JJ. What have these past few years been like for you?
Ups and downs, of course. You know, it's every day is a new day. You know, we live as mothers who've lost our children. We live 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day at a time. And so every day is a new day.
Oh,
God. JJ's killer was convicted as a juvenile instead of an adult. And so that means that he can just walk in a few years. Because of that, is there still justice in your eyes? And is that justice? Because I don't know about that.
I don't believe that as victims we ever receive justice, because nothing will ever bring our child back. For me, would there have been some satisfaction had he been charged as an adult? Sure.
You continue to honor JJ's legacy and so many others by working with the city's Office of Violence Prevention. Tell me why this is so important to you.
Well, after my son was murdered, one, I believe that as victims, as we are called, we have a choice to either be survivors or victims. I chose to be a survivor, and so I made that decision immediately after my son was murdered. I think it's a choice that we have to make, and I think we have to make it for our own survival. And so with that work, I had such an outpouring amount of support from within the city, as well as surrounding cities, statewide, some national support, that I felt I had to be able to provide that support back to families who were experiencing or would experience the trauma that I had experienced.
Unfortunately, this is a question that I've asked before because I just keep wanting to know how you've managed to not only turn this, I can't even call it a negative, this catastrophic life moment into something where you're working towards positivity. What do you tell yourself every day to make sure that you have you're going to give yourself enough strength to get through just that 24 hours?
Well, we're a happy family. We've always been a happy family, very close-knit. And so I have a daughter who was the oldest sibling. And so oftentimes the siblings get left behind. No one truly asks, how are the siblings doing? They always, are you taking care of your mom? How's your mom doing? But they're never asked, how are they doing? And a lot of times, especially in instances like my daughter, she's 6 years older than my son. And so she was like a second parent. And then I also believe that the murderer took my son. I can't allow him to take me from me and my family while I still have to walk amongst the living. Wow. And so while I still have to put 1 foot forward every day, it's easy to lay in the bed and, put the covers over my head and never get up. That's easy. It is a job, it's a chore, it's a challenge to get up every morning and push forward. That's a challenge.
Not all heroes wear capes. A lot of them are moms. And I just want to wish you the very best. And I wish I could have met JJ. He sounds like an incredible child. And please say hi to your other children. You have really centered your life around that family, and it's the best thing that can happen to them. You can also listen to a brand new episode, podcast episode about JJ's story. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Dr. Clavo, thank you so much for being here and for giving your support and for being a map for some other parents who are going through similar situations. Thanks again. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. So many people have been posting their COVID vaccine selfies on social media, but you should think twice about it. By posting your vaccine card online, you're giving scammers access to your personal information, like your full name and your birth date. Using only those two pieces of information, scammers can figure out your social security number, open accounts in your name, claim your tax refund, and more. 1 in 4 people have experienced identity theft. So if your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. From social media to your social security number, LifeLock has you covered. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. You went through this, Al.
Yeah.
Not because of your vaccine card, because you have yet to be vaccinated, but you had someone steal your identity.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times, and when you start putting things online, in this day and age, you have to think about risk over reward. And like anything personal, you just have to know that there are going to be people out there that are going to try and get your information. So be safe.
LifeLock it. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this. Pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
Tomorrow on DBL, UFOs, Area 51, the infamous Roswell incident. Is there an alien cover-up? Two experts weigh in.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium.
We're uncovering the truth in the Jeff Files. And the songwriter behind some of pop's biggest hits, from Christina Aguilera to Pink, joins us live. We're talking to Linda Perry right here on DBL.
Wow, Jeff, sweet.
I forgot we still had that. I'm tuning in.
That was a cool promo.
Okay.
Sam's hating.
All right, so we got Trixie talking. Oh, I totally glazed over when Al and Jeff started taking a trip down memory lane.
Good job.
Alyssa says it's Little Orphan Annie, Jeff. No, it's Anne with an E.
Combine them.
It's.
Thank you, Alyssa. They've never even seen it.
They're gonna come for you, Jeff.
DBL's
I know. Sorry, I love
tomorrow,
Anne
same
with
time.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
I love you all.
We love you,
so much.
Lauren.